phone and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Username and password.
I don't know. I think I know my Bonneville username. I think it's my email.
Yeah, that's it.
But I don't do our mail. It's stupid. I don't do it. I gave up. I gave up about 6 months ago because every like 30 days, it seems like you have to reset your password. And your password can't be anything you've used in the last 10 years. And it has to have like 8 symbols. And I don't ever remember it. Like I have.
It's obviously a huge problem that everyone has.
No, I'm not a tech idiot by far. But it's like, remember I was telling you about the Arby's thing? You know, like how I had the Arby's app. And I had to have like a long password. And I'm like, who's breaking into my Arby's thing? Now I know this is different. You know, it's a corporation and that's a big deal and all that. But
it's interesting that it has to deal with you as well.
No, that has to do with Arby's, Chris. But like, it just got to the point where I kept having to reset it. And then, but I still did that. Okay. But what got me to quit is that we have to use this authenticator app, and you go through all the stuff, and then you have to open the app to authenticate it. And I open the app, and it just says, enter the password. I enter the password, and then it says like, it's not valid. And I'm like, okay.
You just get it to text you a code.
That's exactly what I was trying to do. It says, enter in the code. Go here to generate the code. It doesn't generate a code. If you're wondering, if you're thinking right there, well, everyone else figures it out. Why can't you? That's a valid point. But it's too much. I don't get enough out of the email. I'm missing out on people's birthdays.
Oh, you don't know about the company outing at the end of the month?
No, I do the video game place.
How'd you know about that?
I got a phone call asking me to be there from a higher up that was like, "Hey, we're doing this thing."
So now I think it's you just would rather people tell you the important stuff.
That's exactly it. It filters through. Like I don't need the workshops that show up in my calendar where there's 9 workshops to figure out your 401k or your health plan. I don't need that. I don't need I appreciate the birthdays, but if I know the person, I'm going to know it's their birthday.
Are you?
Uh-oh. Did I miss someone's birthday?
Jason.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
When?
We both did.
That was different. Jason lied.
Oh, Jason, it's weird that you're bringing these chips in. You really only use those. You bring them in for your birthday.
Oh, was it today?
What else?
Wait, it is my birthday.
And then
we'll see where he's at in a month, Jason.
The only thing I ever really get out of our emails that I need is our trainings, right? You got to do those. Okay. But what happens is that
don't bring in a computer riddled with viruses to corrupt
my laptop, which But what happens there is that it gets to a point where it's way overdue, and then someone sends me the link and says, "Hey, you got to do this. It's overdue." And then I do it. But it's not. I don't have that problem with my other emails. I only have the problem with this. So I never log into a computer here. So I don't. Going back to the beginning, I don't know why.
Plus, the time is off on there.
Yeah, it says it's 6:19. Isn't that supposed to be connected to the thing in the sky with the world?
That's in the future over there.
Oh, that was one thing that was cool. I forgot to tell you I did in Europe. So we were in Greenwich, right? Greenwich Mean Time. We were in that part of England or whatever, and there's an observatory, and you can stand with 1 foot in the western and 1 foot in the eastern hemisphere.
Oh wow!
I was kind of have a little line of demarcation. Dork. I might be a little bit, and full disclosure, I might be a little bit salty today. Today is a tough day for me. I just full disclosure, today is not a great day. The whole household was up early. Everything was hustling and bustling when I left. Today is senior sunrise for my daughter, and she is. I'm not walking over there before I get my coffee. Yeah, she's off to, which of course went really well. She was up actually a little bit early. She had all her clothes laid out from the night before. Her backpack was packed and ready to go. Her room is organized. So it's very easy for her in the morning. She had a nice breakfast, was able to get everything done. Then by the time she walked out the door, she was fully awake. She's really good at that. Wait, none of that happened. She was running around almost crying because her room is trashed, and she didn't lay anything out last night, fell asleep, God knows at what time, forgot. I guarantee you she forgot half of her backpack. And I don't know where she gets this from, but I cannot get her to get work. I can't. My wife has literally told me.
Nice catch, Blanco Nino.
The irony is, all of it was laid out in the staff email.
It was all, and she doesn't, and that's the thing. We have a little family email. She doesn't subscribe. She's got to change her password. So yeah, my little girl, as in about 2 hours, is officially going to be a senior in high school. That's it, man. That's it. I know. Soon be, hey, sweetheart, it's daddy. Just saying hi. Give me a call. Just want to see how you're doing. All right, talk to you. It's been about a week.
The grandkids are coming over.
Meant to call you Dad. I just couldn't get the password right.
See, the cool thing is she's like the band leader this year, like officially like the senior band leader. So she's in charge of the whole whatever. And Mason, once again, could not get his other elective, so it's year 2 of the clarinet.
Right.
So they had band camp the last 2 days, and she's running it, and he has to do what she says, and she's utilizing that 100%. So it's real torture for him. But it all starts today. I know a lot of other people have. And by the way, the whole family's going back to school because now that Melissa's got the job,
every single person is.
Everyone, but yeah.
Daddy's got some free time at home.
Yeah, he does.
So this was a tough day. I thought this would be a.
I mean, maybe later would be cool when I get home and nobody's there.
You buy a $16 sandwich.
I had a sandwich for dinner last night. I had a secret sandwich.
A secret sandwich?
I have to do that sometimes. A secret sandwich.
What, is a second dinner or?
So last night, my wife. Here's what I was under the impression was for dinner last night. It was like a shrimp and rice dish.
Okay,
it's awesome. But she's branching out, and it was some sort of I don't know what the hell it was. Rice and shrimp. I think she put some sort of bottled curry sauce in there and tomatoes. God knows, I don't know. I took a couple bites. It's like, so I just ate the shrimp. And then, you kind of got to sneak. I was upstairs. And so you got to sneak down and quietly, because I couldn't give it to the dogs. That's usually the go-to, but I can't do curry sauce with the dogs. They'll turn into sprinklers. So I had to sneak down and like while I'm doing my dish, like I'm really just kind of because you can't leave you can't let them see that you didn't eat it.
Right.
And in a perfect world, it would be, oh, you didn't like your dinner. Nah, it just wasn't for me. Not your fault. It just wasn't my thing. Oh, okay. Well, sorry about that. No, not your fault. Like that would be a normal like that. You would think that would work, but it would be, what was wrong with your dinner? It just wasn't for me. It just didn't click for me. No big deal. Not your fault. Well, I guess I'm a failure. I can't do anything. And then it's a whole, you can't just, so you have to,
Wouldn't you feel that way?
No. Now if
you made something and it's like, oh wow, nobody's eating it.
If I make something and no one's eating it, then I just, I kind of mark that down in the book as well. That recipe didn't work out. I mean, it's not an ego thing. Maybe it didn't work. It's fine. It's fine. Now, if I loved it, then it's like sloppy joes. That's me and my son. The girls don't like it. Whatever. Fine. Your loss, ladies. So she was in the garage doing something. I think the tonal or something working. I don't know what the hell she was doing, but so I had to like sneak a sandwich.
Yeah.
It
was sneak time.
Sneaky, and then sneak it upstairs, and that was my sustenance last night. And it wasn't $15, by the way.
Yeah.
So there's that. How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything good?
Everything's great.
I never had a senior sunrise. I don't even know whether they just go watch the sun come up.
I don't remember. I think I want to say newer, but I feel like it's been around a little while. I don't remember that. Maybe we had it.
Chris?
I didn't have a regular high school experience, so all of this is new to me.
You like senior prayers or something?
We didn't do like anything special for first day.
I guess there's donuts and coffee, or that's what Avery said. Coffee. I was like, yeah, coffee, are you? Weirdo. Donuts and hot chocolate, something. Well, start your growth.
I'm not walking over there before I get my coffee.
Right. So I guess they go to a park and watch the sun come up.
That is so weird.
Right.
I'd rather just arrive at 8
School?
o'clock or whatever.
I guess it's a big, they're all seniors. They're excited. It's these are the times to remember Billy Joel.
Yeah. Senior sunset would work.
See myself doing that, like, because I'm guessing it's optional.
Yeah, but apparently the whole, like, this is a very school-spirity school, so they probably got like 90-something% attendance. They all do that, and then they just roll into school afterwards. It's exciting for them. She's excited. She's excited.
She should be.
Yeah, and it's going to be kind of cool to watch because this will be, I didn't get any senior stuff, so it's going to be kind of cool to watch her go through it all and experience that. And I don't know if they do senior trips or not. Actually, I haven't even.
That we did.
Yeah. Where was yours?
We had, grad night or whatever was at. No, we had a senior ditch day at Magic Mountain.
Wait, but like planned, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like we had buses and everything. And
see, how cool is that? You SoCal.
We got to go in the river.
You got to go in the river?
Yeah.
Like in the river?
We got to go on a boat on the river.
they push you in the river.
Put them in a boat down by the river.
Yes.
Yeah, my wife had her senior, because she grew up in Riverside, so her senior trip was Disneyland.
Yeah.
That's Magic Mountain, Disneyland. The Magic Mountain, the one as you're coming down I-5, the big one. Yeah.
The seniors before us went to Disneyland, and the seniors after us went to Disneyland.
Well, what happened with you guys?
I don't know.
Just you got screwed?
On a boat.
Got to go on a inflatable raft.
Well, let's see. Disneyland, a boat. So I know it's break time. I don't have computers, and this is a 15-second break into a Hoblet spot that I can't access. So, what do you want to do?
Can't get it on your phone?
I can't get into Be Creative on my phone.
We can switch the order. I can do the.
You want to do the one, and then I'll do the other?
Does that work, Chris?
I mean, do we have?
Yeah, we can do that.
Do you have a login we can use or something?
I could try while Jason.
Try Kenny.
Huh?
Kenny.
Mm-hmm. Log in, put Kenny in there.
Login.
Oh God! I'm like, I knew it was a thing, right?
Nice catch, Blanco Nino.
We'll take a break. We'll come back with leading off in this already disastrous show right after this.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back, He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Me, you. Hey there, Jason Ross here to tell you about a situation that if you ever get into, you want to make sure you are prepared for. So that's why I'm telling you about my friends out at SacLegalDefense.com. That's Jonathan Gonzalez and the Sac Legal Defense team that he has right here in our community. You never know when you may need someone to represent you on your behalf. And if you're ever in that situation, you want someone that you know and someone that you can trust. So I would suggest you get a chance to know Jonathan Gonzalez, 916-304-9187. Now, why might you need his representation? Well, maybe there's a wrongful termination case you're working through, an auto accident, an expungement, something from your past that you'd like removed that has just kind of been hanging with you, a mistake you made years and years ago that you just like to clear it up. These are all things that are possible, but you got to make sure you've got someone representing you. So that's, again, why you talk to SacLegalDefense.com or call them at 916-304-9187. That's the law offices of Jonathan Gonzalez at SacLegalDefense.com, 916-304-9187.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
The 49ers pretty much know they have to make some sort of decision. Do they want to go with this deal from Pittsburgh? They've worked out potential parameters on a trade there. So do they send Aiyuk to Pittsburgh, or should they try to entice Aiyuk to come to some sort of agreement in San Francisco? The 49ers have looked around at other options because they don't want to just give Aiyuk up and not have a receiver to fill in. So they've made some calls to some other teams around the league, maybe see what's what, but it's hard to replace Brandon Aiyuk with somebody else at this stage. So they're at least flirting with the idea of, okay, hey, can we double back here, try to get this contract done with you? Could come to a head, I'm told, in the next couple days because the 49ers know a decision is looming and nobody's really benefiting from just waiting at this point.
Well,
Fun.
sounds great.
Yeah.
Brandon Aiyuk is still not signed. Let me see. The last comment, nobody's benefiting. I don't know. Is Aiyuk?
Is he?
I guess a lot of that depends on how it works out. Because, he gets to miss training camp.
Yeah.
For the most part, which they, but also he's missing training camp.
Right. And again, I think I said this before. I think that's the disconnect, biggest one between players and fans. Like, do you think fans he's kind of siding with Aiyuk on this? Probably not. Like, hey, get out there and play.
Yeah, I think
we got a Super Bowl caliber team.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of it. And I don't know that that's the right attitude.
Right.
Like I generally side with the players.
Oh, I do too. But at some point you're going like, look, if this does become something that hurts the team, then people will point their fingers at him.
100%.
Yeah.
Fairly or unfairly,
right.
They will point their fingers at him. And look, he's trying to get his. It's a dangerous business. We talked about that before. Guaranteed contracts were a thing. We wouldn't have this issue. So it's kind of a bug, not a feature of the system. But it carries on. Is it a distraction? I would hope not. But also it would be nice to see him get, you can't have enough reps with your quarterback.
Right.
But also, well, I think it's a little bit different than Bosa holding out. Bosa just comes in. His job's to smash people.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little more intricate with Aiyuk. Not that Bosa's job isn't difficult, but it's just a different type of skill. So that's something that you honestly hope will not affect the team. They start out 1-2, 0-1, 1-3. A lot of people are going to look at Brandon Aiyuk, assuming he's still there. But you also have to take a look at the front office and say, guys, this is kind of becoming a habit.
Right.
Their response might be, yeah, this is the world we're stuck in. We know what we're doing. They always work out. This is just the process. But the process is a little broken. We shouldn't be doing this. Imagine if Domantas Sabonis wasn't signed in the second week of camp.
Right.
It's just it hurts the team, it hurts the franchise, it hurts the player, and the fans don't like it.
Yeah, you want to take care of earlier, and maybe your options now are shrinking, just like kind of that report there was, it's getting later and later, and maybe the teams that might have been interested are now just, hey, like, we're locked in and focused on our team right now in our season. So it just feels like it shrinks the pool. And allegedly, if he had turned down some other trade offers, he's got more of a specific area, whether it still could be the Niners, but it's just, can this thing get resolved sooner than later?
Number 2.
Cut number 2.
They went in, they did an MRI on Monday night, and they found the torn meniscus. And now the question is whether he will need just a trimming of that meniscus or whether he will need a complete repair. There are 2 very different timelines for each surgery, depending on what doctors believe is the best option. So we don't know right now whether he's going to be out multiple weeks or potentially a whole lot longer. For J.J. McCarthy, the surgery will determine exactly how long he's out. But I think for now, suffice it to say, you hope that he comes back from this. You hope he comes back from this quickly. And the Vikings are now going to prepare Sam Darnold to start opening day against the Giants in New York, New Jersey. And that's going to be the path they have to take because J.J. is going to need this surgery after undergoing that MRI on Monday night.
Yeah.
That stinks.
It really, really does. Look, we hate injuries, period, just as a general rule. But in this case, it's a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
You're right before the season starts. And you switched. The whole Justin Jefferson signing.
Right.
You're looking at a post Dalvin Cook life again. That's tough. That's really, really tough for Vikings fans and really, really tough. I don't have any, well, I mean, I lived there for a second, but I don't have a dog in the fight when it comes to Minnesota. I don't love nor dislike Minnesota. But that's a tough sports state, and it has been. I think, isn't it Kirby Puckett, the late, great Kirby Puckett's twins with Kent Herbeck was the last championship?
Yeah, it's got to be,
I believe.
Right? Yeah. T-Wolves had a nice run this year, but yeah. Yeah, that was one of those quarterback battles that was going on, and now it goes to Darnold, and is that one of the things where Darnold can keep it, where McCarthy gets the job right back if it was his? This is a team that drafts a QB and wants to play that guy, right? And there were some people picking him as maybe a Rookie of the Year candidate.
You have the Minnesota Timberwolves, who arguably have a worse playoff deal overall than the Sacramento Kings, even though the Kings hold the record. Who's the kicker? Gary, the Vikings kicker.
Anderson.
Gary Anderson with Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
I think,
and Vikings.
And no, but I'm saying, didn't he? Wasn't that?
Oh, against.
I want to say it was.
Could be.
Yeah, I think that was the. What was the Dirty Bird year?
Yeah,
I think. Was that Jamal Anderson?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there you go. Missing that kick, and then the Twins. The Twins had Joe Mauer and. No, don't tell me. Oh, come on. Joe Mauer, the catcher, the first baseman. Didn't he just go in the Hall of Fame too? Justin Morneau.
There you go.
Had them both prime. And that's a tough college sports. Golden Gophers are never, with the hockey and stuff, but never really relevant on the national stage. That is probably,
they need a championship.
They do. Like, that is a really rough sports state.
Yeah.
And I say that only because as Kings fans, with the one sport, you kind of understand. They're ready to go, hey, there's a Vikings year. Maybe this is the thing. We'll do it. Oh, God.
Right before it starts.
Cut number 3, please.
Cut number 3.
The Giants. The Giants lost to the Braves again.
Extra innings again.
Can't
get the big hit again.
Trying to bunt guys over. Not happy. Yeah.
I think it was 0 for 8, 9, whatever it was. Runners in scoring. I mean, that game was there for the taking again.
Yeah. And it's one of those things where if you look at teams in baseball, you could argue that the team that would have benefited the most from a move would have been the San Francisco Giants grabbing a bat.
Yeah.
That team needs a bat so bad. And if they had grabbed a good bat, middle of the lineup, combine that with the pitching, that they're getting. And you're talking, look, you don't need 8 runs a game.
Right.
They just don't have an offense. And the weird thing about the Giants, it seems, is that they have absolutely no offense. And then they'll score 15 runs.
Right.
And use it all in one game and then score 15 over the next 15 games. Said it before. I'll say it again. I'm a broken record. I totally get it. But it really, this Giants team really seems like fans are serving a jail sentence right now, in which I don't know what maybe the crime was 3 world championships in 6 years, but the sentence was Farhan Zaidi. They Farhan Zaidi, I can make you this promise, which I did before the season, and I did last season, and I did before that season. It's not like this is anything new or anything recent. Farhan Zaidi is a terrible general manager. He is a behind-the-scenes guy. He's a numbers cruncher. He's not a people person. He's not a guy who closes deals. He's terrible at his job. And the Giants are not only, and we'll bring this up in 3 for Madness, not only are they not good, they're boring. I mean, at least be fun.
Right.
They're not fun. They're a boring team that happens to have 3 incredibly talented pitchers. Their minor league system is one of those where it's good enough to where you can point to some young players that have come up from the system. So you go, oh, well, they're producing major leaguers. Yeah, they're just not really producing good major leaguers pretty much overall.
Yeah.
And they just extended him when they should have fired him last year. Every year, I think he's going to get fired. Maybe he gets one more year after that, but it is absolute purgatory right now for these fans because they have a bad, boring team, and there's just no end in sight.
Yeah, they showed a graphic last night, which I didn't know. They said the Giants have the most walk-off wins in Major League Baseball. Now, they could have had one last night had they won, but I went, that's kind of like an exciting, fun stat. It means a bunch of fun finish. I didn't even know that. Didn't feel like
I had absolutely no idea. And obviously, walk-off wins means you're playing in a lot of close games.
Sure.
And they are playing in a lot of close games. It's just, there's just no spark.
Yeah.
And
these were important games against the Braves,
very
too.
important games. So, look, we're coming down the stretch here. It is, you could argue it's going to take, September 1st is when we really are in the pennant race. But hey, look,
almost there.
Yeah, we're pretty much almost there. And the Giants right now are trying to figure out if they're driving towards the playoffs or they're driving towards yet another year of, what coulda, shoulda.
Right.
My advice, not that they're asking for it, is get a brand new Hoblet certified pre-owned super center in your life if you're going to do all that driving. Because that's what Hoblet's done in historic downtown Woodland. Save up to $18,000 off MSRP on select new 2024 Ram 1500 Laramie and limited Hemi 4x4s. Save up to $14,000 off MSRP on hard-to-find new 2024 Ram 2500 Laramies. So many deals. So different from the big city automobile dealers. No dealer markups, no add-ons, no surprise fees. And take advantage of those federal and state rebates with a new plug-in hybrid. Now, see Hoblet's true pricing at HobletDodge.com. The price you see, that's the price you pay. There's no hidden fees. There's no add-ons. There's no surprises. And there's no dealer markup on the most popular Ram and Jeep models. You got other dealers adding to the MSRP. Hoblet's offering discounts. That's why they're the number 1 Ram truck dealer. J.D. Power's initial quality study. J.D. Power customer first dealership since 2019. HobletDodge.com. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you when we get back. The in-season tournament schedule is out. Do you care? Talk about it next.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out sacktownsports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on sacktownsports.com.
As a roofer, I'm always on the go. So I need to be able to get things done from anywhere. That's why I partnered with Beacon, With their unique Beacon Pro Plus app, I've got the brands I depend on, like GAF, right at my fingertips 24/7. I rely on Beacon because I never stop building, and neither do they. Now through September 15th, purchase GAF through Beacon Pro Plus and earn up to $1,500. Go to BECN.com or download the Beacon Pro Plus app today. Beacon, always building.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
With only 3 homestands left, the Sacramento Rivercats season is nearing the end. Make your plans to head to the ballpark this week while the Rivercats are in town. Join us on Friday, August 16th for the Mount Core 4 statue giveaway as we celebrate the San Francisco Giants bullpen legacy of Jeremy Affeldt, Santiago Casilla, Javier Lopez, and Sergio Romo. Be one of the first 2,500 fans through the gates to secure this item. For a complete promotions calendar and to purchase your tickets, visit rivercats.com.
Sacramento, Dirks Bentley's coming to town. Saturday, September 28th at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo for Country in the Park 2. And he's bringing some friends. Parmalee, Tyler Rich, Dasha, Kelsey Hart, and more. Saturday, September 28th at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo. Get your tickets today before they're sold out at CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by RVs of Sacramento and Hoblet Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram Center.
Experience a golf tournament as refined as you are. The Pro Court Championship at Silverado Resort, September 12th through the 15th. Be there as the best of Napa meets the best of the PGA Tour. With world-class wine experiences, breathtaking views, and incredible golf. It's like this weekend was made for you. The Pro Court Championship, September 12th through the 15th. For tickets, go to ProCourtChampionship.com.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
This year, Dell Technologies' Back to School event is delivering impressive tech with an inspiring purpose. Learn how Dell is helping Computer Aid, whose work is helping solar community hubs with tech and AI literacy skills to empower remote, displaced, or disconnected communities around the world. Help Dell make a difference and shop AI-ready PCs powered by Snapdragon X Series processors at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
You drove the miles and your tires are done. Got to shop the best prices under the sun at Big O. Big O Tires.
Shop top brand tires with the lowest tire price guarantee and visit your locally owned Big O Tires. Now through August 27th, buy 3, get 1 free on 4 select in-stock Cooper, Nexen, Nitto, National or Sumitomo brand tires with installation purchase. Installation required. Disposal fees and shop fees extra were permitted. See store for pricing. Eligibility may vary. Not valid with other offers. Match applies to identical tires at regular retail price. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sacktown Sports.
Hey,
I did it.
What'd you do?
He looked at the post-it note on the computer.
For the record, you didn't either.
I know.
Okay.
And our engineer gave us the opposite of what it says on there.
I did that.
No, you did the.
I did the other slash.
Yeah, you did the // You're supposed to do //
It's all about the slash.
Have you noticed though through the years, it's like when we're trying to find our clips, why is it that the computer system here, it's like it's almost like it's supposed to be harder.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, super easy to get to daily audio.
Yeah.
It's really easy to get to daily audio. Well, I'm just happy for those of you listening who just want to hear a normal professional show. Sorry. But also
that's like horseradish.
It is horseradish. I'm just super happy to finally have our computers going.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about the Kings in season tourney thing, and we're going to have the Aiyuk update at 7, so I should save this for that, but I'll say it twice. I was thinking about this during the break, as I often do. Things will pop up in my head. Jason, I want to put you and Chris on the spot, and I want to do that. I hate it when people do that to me, so I'm doing it. But I want to, again, stand in front of the both of you by saying this would get me. So the San Francisco 49ers have been pretty darn good, fair to say, for the last 5-ish years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that means you need to have talent, obviously. A lot of things go right. But they haven't been able to hold on to all their players. You know, they've had to move things around and, you know, acquire and release and trade and all that. I would like to compile a list right now of players that have left the Niners and have gone on to be successful offensively. The three of us, I feel like we all do this for a living. Put our heads together. Players that have left the 49ers under this regime and have gone on to be successful elsewhere. Running backs.
Mostert has done okay.
Raheem Mostert in Miami is probably, I would say, unless I'm forgetting somebody, number one. Number one. Who's Raheem? Well, we'll get back to that, though. Because Raheem Mostert also plays in Miami,
Mm-hmm.
and the guy who he plays for in Miami is a direct disciple of Kyle Shanahan. Very direct disciple, very similar offenses. You saw, you know, I know Raider fans are going to cringe at this, and this is not a shot at Raider fan. I'll let you know when I'm doing that. This is not. This is just a simple fact. Jimmy Garoppolo went to Vegas and was terrible.
Right.
Now I'm
on another team.
I mean, it depends on what you mean by successful. He got another chance.
I mean, I'm old enough to remember, as much of a kind of a joke as Jimmy Garoppolo is now in the NFL. I'm old enough to remember when the Niners lost like 9 in a row. You know, they made that Jimmy trade for the pick to the Patriots, and Jimmy was like the savior.
Mm-hmm.
And Jimmy was the quarterback that turned the franchise around and gave Shanahan really the first good years of his career. And there was worry. We, on this very station, had many, many debates. Hey, you may not like the way he may not pass the eye test, but look at the results.
He's a winner.
He's a winner. Look at his record. Jason, you and I both said that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, shockingly, he goes off elsewhere. And did I hear right? Did he get cut, or he's probably going to get cut, I think, from the Rams?
He's with the Rams. I don't know if he's going to get cut.
Yeah, he's on the bubble. And I guess my point to Brandon Aiyuk is this. There's a 49er tax that I think players have to be aware of. Like, the replacement for Jimmy Garoppolo, albeit not directly, was literally the last pick in the draft. Now, I'm tiptoeing very close to the whole Brock Purdy's a system quarterback argument, which I don't believe. You have to have talent.
I think you're also forgetting about another quarterback.
Yeah.
Trey Lance.
Yeah.
No, and that didn't work. And they made that decision quite quickly. If Trey Lance can't function in this system, then you can't function and you need to move on.
Maybe the answer will be, and I don't know that I feel like he's a longtime Niner, but it could be Sam Darnold.
It very well could be.
But, you know, that's going to be team 4 for Darnold. Right? Jets, Panthers, Niners, Vikings.
Yeah. I think players need to be aware that when you play for this team and you play in that offense, it's like, if for you Dungeons and Dragons players, it's like a plus 20 to strength, just an automatic buff that you get.
I know you like Harry Potter.
Not that Brandon Aiyuk's not talented. Not that I don't think if Brandon Aiyuk went to another team, he'd be terrible. I really, truly don't. And obviously that would depend on the team. But Jason, it's not golf. It's not tennis. It's not boxing. You again, not a shot at the Raiders, but we use Randy Moss as maybe the greatest example. And I'm not a fan of how he carried himself and performed in Oakland, but Randy Moss looked like he needed to retire. And Randy Moss was not going over the middle. And in the end, it was, well, look who's throwing me the ball. I'm not gonna risk my career and do that. And he goes and has a record year with the Patriots, getting the ball from Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Randy Moss didn't suddenly get better in the offseason. He didn't start drinking raw eggs and do the Rocky thing. He had somebody to throw him the ball. He had an offensive line that could block. He had other receivers that were threats. He had a running game, sort of, that was a threat. And he had the greatest quarterback of all time. So with Aiyuk, it kind of goes back to what we talked about earlier. If I'm Jim Aiyuk, his little brother, if I'm a member of his family, if I'm a trusted confidant, I'm like, look, dude, I know you need to get paid. Just take what they're giving you.
Yeah.
Really, and I know this is easy for you and me to say, but what is the difference between 21 million and 26 million? Well, it's 5 million. But 5 million is a lot of money when you're not making any $1 million. 5 million is a lot of money to the three of us and everybody listening right now. Is your life really changing when you're making 21 instead of 25 million? If you sign for 21 million instead of 25, are you having the conversation? Well, I really wanted that house. I wanted to get that car. Can't do it.
In the Bay Area, maybe.
That's a great point. You can room with Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
So stole the segment. We'll switch them. Then we'll just put the Kings at 7 o'clock. But that just occurred to me when we took a break. Like
Right.
You kind of have the proof of the pudding with ex-49ers. And like you said, Raheem Mostert was the one I had in mind. I think that's the one.
Yeah.
And Raheem Mostert's playing in a Niner-style, Shanahan-style offense. We'll take a break. When we come back, safe or out. And we'll start with your New York Yankees, as we did yesterday. Also, Giants and A's as well. We'll get to that right after this.
The only place you'll find Malik Monk is Sacktown Sports.
Oh my, what an athletic move that time by Malik Monk.
Hey Sacramento, it's Malik Monk, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
This is the story of the one. As a facility technician installing a new welding station, he knows getting the ventilation right is critical for safety. That's why when questions arise, there's Grainger. Grainger offers detailed technical product information online at his fingertips, so it's easy to find what he needs. Because when it comes to safety, having answers means he and his people can breathe a little easier. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I feel like I'm constantly cleaning hair off my bathroom floor. At least my Swiffer Sweeper makes it easy. Sweeper heavy-duty dry cloths have ultra-thick pads to trap and lock hairs, like a hair magnet. And when I'm finished cleaning up my hair, Sweeper takes care of his too. Now the hair's gone, all thanks to Swiffer. Try Swiffer Sweeper heavy-duty dry cloths. I promise you'll love them or your money back. And also try Swiffer Sweeper Wet to make quick work of tough, sticky messes.
What sets Ashton & Price apart from other injury law firms? I'll tell you. From beginning to end, all important legal decisions are made directly between our clients and their experienced local attorney. A gate agent flying the plane, the receptionist performing surgery, not a chance. There's simply no substitute for the unique power of the direct attorney-client relationship offered by Ashton & Price. And there's never a fee until we win, and between you and me, we win a lot.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Everyone loves to be outside, and so do mosquitoes. Protect yourself against mosquitoes and West Nile virus by following these simple tips. At least once a week, look around your yard and drain stagnant water from any containers where mosquitoes can breed. Remember to use an effective mosquito repellent, especially at dawn and dusk when mosquitoes are most active. Close all doors and be sure screens are in good working condition. At the Mosquito and Vector Control District, we're here to help. Visit visit us at fightthebuy.net.
Carmichael Dave here for Capital Casino. Sacramento summertime heat is back. And of course, Cap Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room, wants to invite everyone to soak up some air conditioning, still with the most variety of table games in the region. And as always, the best food, best service, and the best action, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. Capital Casino, of course, reminding everyone to please make sure you gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Sponsored by Xfinity Internet. Enjoy ultimate control of your home network. Personalize your Wi-Fi name and password. Assign user profiles. View and control connected devices and more with the Xfinity Internet app.
Hi, welcome to Staples.
Yeah, my daughter needs a laptop for college, but I need to watch the budget.
Well, Staples hot deals on tech are backed by a price match guarantee, so our prices won't be beat.
Great. I can't believe my baby's starting college.
She'll do great.
I know.
Oh, let's get you a great deal on a laptop.
Save big on tech for school at Staples. Now get up to $300 off select PCs. N-Tape24 price match guarantee valid within 14 days of purchase. Exclusions apply. For details, visit staples.com/price match.
At Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda, we make the dream of owning a new car easy and stress-free.
With prices that you just can't say no to. Save on our best selection of the year during the final days of the Honda Summer Event.
Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
#1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company's Old Loan Report.
Safe or out? It's time to go around baseball. 3 pitches, 3 swings. It's safe or out on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
All right, coming up at 7 o'clock, 14 minutes from now, we'll talk about the Kings end-season tournament. Are you ready, Jason, for it?
So ready.
Can you feel it?
I can feel it.
Yeah, I can too. We got the group play games, and we'll talk about your care level for the IST, the IST.
Yes.
In the meantime, it's baseball time. Safe or out? Question 1.
Juan Soto hit 3 home runs to lift the Yankees into first place. Safe or out? A 3 home run game is equivalent to a 50-point game in the NBA.
So I wrote the question, and that's the number I came up with. So I put it in a safe or out format, but really it's, do you guys agree with that? Is it more? Is it less?
I don't know that it's more. I think that's a pretty good number. I think we have found more times than not the 50-point game is by superstars or by people I can really, but there's the element of randomness that sometimes, who was the guy this year? Malachi Flynn or something that averaged like 4 points a game, then all of a sudden had 50 late in the year. So there is Tony Delk had a 50-point game against the Kings, unfortunately, years ago. There's some randomness to that, and I think 3 home run games isn't always the big bashers. That was the first one for Soto. So I think that's a pretty good comp, I would say. I don't think it's more than that.
I feel like 40 points happens enough. 4 home runs is like, that's like
super
a 60
rare.
something.
70,
70. And then we've yet to see 5 and 1, but that would be, wilt.
100. Right.
Yeah, exactly. Either way, 3 home runs.
First place.
Pretty good signing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hope they keep him.
Trade. Sorry.
Right. If they keep him. Yeah, he's going to be a free agent.
Question 2, please.
The A's beat the Mets in New York, and the Giants lost again to the Braves. Safe or out? The A's are actually a more entertaining team than the Giants.
I think they are. I really do. Now, part of that is because the A's have such little expectations. Anything they do is like, oh, and I don't mean, and I know that sounds super condescending, but I really mean it like, oh, look at them. Like, there's no money, and a lot of these guys shouldn't be in the league probably, and the owner sucks and is a total snake. And look at that. So they're starting from a much lower threshold of success. I acknowledge that. Giants have a perennial top 10 payroll. The expectations are higher. But I just think watching, just forget payrolls, forget all of the periphery. Watching the Giants, watching the A's are more fun to watch.
Yeah, they're not better, but they are more fun. And the interesting thing is, it just you get the feeling when you watch them that the Giants are desperately trying. and the A's kind of, I mean, the players out there are, I'm not questioning their effort, but organizational thoughts and how they've built this team and what they're trying to do. You're like, are you guys really doing your best to put the A's in a good spot to win? Where they do their part, and the Giants, I feel like, are trying everything, and they're also not young. Like, you know, the key at bats last night that they couldn't get the hits. There's Chapman, there's Conforto, there's guys that have been around the league for a while. There's like, besides Ramos, I don't feel like there's a lot of like young. Hey, wait for this guy coming up for the Giants. The A's, it's all young guys.
It's the worst place to be, man. You're not good. You're not horrific,
right? You got a few pieces that if it all goes right, you're like, I could see it, but.
And you're not that team that's like, hey, look, 2-3 years from now, like the Orioles were 2-3 years ago.
Right.
That's a great place to be.
Yeah.
The Yankees, that's a great place to be. The Giants, not a great place to be. And like I said, the A's, they're a whole, they're a whole different Donahue.
Yeah.
Number 3, please.
Don't look now, but the Diamondbacks and Padres have won a combined 18 of 20 and both sit 3.5 back of the Dodgers. Safe or out, this could be a race at the end.
I want it to be safe so bad. Look, with the exception of, and this has happened, you know, with them, I think you're going to need another pretty big injury or two.
Yeah. Is your pennant race, by the way, like the Dodgers getting eliminated at some point?
Honest to God, my whole, you know how our Raider friends are to me with the Niners.
Yeah.
Like I of course buck up at it, but also I can understand it because that's how I am with the Dodgers. Like the most entertaining team this year that I pull for is the team playing the Dodgers because that's all I got as a Giants fan right now. All I got is I would love nothing more than to see the Dodgers who keep piling on player after player after player. Old enough to remember this preseason where it's like, well, you win the World Series or bust. They should win 120 games this year. You just added Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, on and on. For the Dodgers to get eliminated, when the day, if it happens, the Dodgers get eliminated from the playoffs is the closest I'm going to get to a championship. And that's so sad. It's so sad to be a fan in the world of hating, but look, if your team sucks, man, that's all you got. You got to pick something to root for. I don't see them catching and passing the Dodgers, at least not on a permanent basis, but they cut it to 3.5.
Yeah.
So remember, the Arizona Diamondbacks are the defending National League champions, and they've won 18 of 20. They're both on absolute fire right now, which is also not great for the Giants because they're down there with the Rockies just getting drunk.
Yeah.
You know?
Bob Melvin could have still been there in San Diego.
Was Bob Melvin the problem?
Yeah, I think what they've done, I don't know that they're catching the Dodgers. What they've done is created separation, though, in the wild card race. Those top two are clearly the Padres and the Diamondbacks. So, yeah, we'll see if I don't think they will. I would say this is out. I don't think they're catching the Dodgers, but it's nice that they're making it interesting.
We've got a couple minutes. I wanted to know where to put this. Guys, we have a couple of minutes before we have 1 minute. Okay, perfect. Then I need to get to this. I saw this online yesterday. You know, you and I are kids in the 90s, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
And
kids.
Yeah, kids. Shut up. And this is a handy-dandy guide. It's a video that was put out in the 90s on 90s slang if you want to be cool, man, basically. So
let's see how many I will know.
Let's see how many you will know. All right. Am I up over here? Because I am unmuted, friend. You got me? And here we go. Well, yeah, it's not going to work, I guess, because the PC's up. Hi, how you doing? No, not connected. Hey, you know what is awesome, though, is setting up a whole segment and then it not working. Let's try that one more time. And yeah, see, I just turned it off. I'm playing it and it's on.
Well, here are some other phrases you want to know. If you want to be sure to sound hip, stayed up with the times, you know that awesome or big time will get the point across as in, that was an awesome evening segment I just saw. Well, here are some other phrases you want to know. If you want to be sure to sound hip in the 90s.
Yo, a greeting.
Yo, Curb, what's up?
Clutch the pearls, said in amazement or disbelief.
Well, you know he's married. Clutch the pearls.
Okay, what?
Never.
I've heard the term.
Yeah.
Like, I'll quit clutching your pearls or something. But even that's not.
radish.
Oh, clutch the pearls.
Yeah.
But.
And she literally
clutched her pearls.
Yeah.
She has a pearl necklace.
Yeah.
Bucked.
What?
In the 80s, it was just wasted.
I don't know how many I had, but boy, did I get bucked.
Never once. I got bucked. That's with a B, by the way. No.
I sure felt it the next morning.
Great
That was really the worst thing I'd ever done. I hope you didn't drive home. No way.
That'd be awesome. Hell yeah, I did.
That's
oh yeah, here. This one. This is what drove it home for me to play this for you guys.
I hope you didn't drive home. No way.
MacGyver, as in the TV show where the impossible is often accomplished.
I can't believe you got off that speeding ticket. What a MacGyver.
Norville.
Wait, that doesn't even work in that situation. How they set up how the word is used isn't how they used it.
Now, here's the other thing. I have heard MacGyver used as a verb before, and I'm sure I've done it. When I was like, yeah, dude, I had to MacGyver that lock. Like, I think I've done that before, but...
Oh, we don't have anything. We have to MacGyver this apple.
Right, but what a MacGyver.
Norville, to secretly undermine.
What? I can't believe she stole your job. You've really been Norville.
Literally, the only Norville I'm aware of is Deborah Norville of the Today Show.
Black & Decker.
Okay, I know this one, but I guarantee you it's not what they're going to do. All right. I know
you've been Norville.
Black & Decker, or a real tough assignment. You get the analogy, right?
This job is a real grind. It's just a Black & Decker.
Actually, I have heard that used before.
Really?
In our... when we have to do watch those videos for like life in the work culture, to where they say like, oh, don't use terms that other people won't understand.
Black & Decker? Never heard that. No. One more here, I think.
Some phrases may be around forever.
Well, look, I got to run. Peace.
Bye, Tom.
One last word for words of the 90s. You got to remember that hip slang changes rather quickly. So if you want to use any of these phrases, you better use them in a hurry. I mean, think of Bart Simpson. Cowabunga is dreadfully out of date, hardly out of style, and you don't want to appear bisonic, do you?
Bisonic? I mean, there's Sonic and there's Bisonic. By the way, Cowabunga is
it's Tails. Tails is Bisonic.
Those his little icy shakes. Bisonic. I think Cowabunga probably stuck around more than half of those.
Yeah.
Bisonic.
Yo and Peace worked.
Yo and Peace 100% worked. Yeah. I might bring back MacGyvered. You got Norville. Oh my gosh. We'll take a break.
Wow.
When we come back, the Kings in-season tournament. We'll talk about those games. We have those, and your care level next.
Subscribe to Sacktown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sacktown Sports.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there. Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed. Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future. They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today. If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Folsom Lake Kia. I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. For your Wednesday, we're expecting to see plenty of sunshine after a comfortable start to your morning. Afternoon temperatures feeling a bit warmer. Temperatures will peak today in the lower to mid 90s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Coach Doug Christie here to remind you, if you're in the market for a new car, shop Folsom Lake Kia. Low interest rates, low payments, and zero down deals with approval of credit. Folsom Lake Kia, over 25 years, right here in Folsom.
As a mom, I'd do anything to keep my child out of physical pain.
Dr. Pamela Maida is a board-certified orthopedic surgeon.
As a doctor, I know that growth spurts can cause pain in my child's feet, and that can affect their legs and back too.
Good Feet Youth Arch Supports are designed to alleviate, even eliminate common pain.
Investing in youth arch supports for your child or teen is one of the best decisions you can make.
Come to the Good Feet store now for a free fitting and test walk.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sacktown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
Labor Day, our annual celebration of workers and their achievements, was first observed in New York, and the first Monday in September became a national holiday in 1894. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. Each year we commemorate Labor Day with parades, picnics, and family gatherings. And right now, Naturewood Home Furnishings is celebrating with their exceptional whole store Labor Day sale. Would you like to refresh your living room? Would you like to restyle your bedroom? Maybe you want to redesign your home office. No matter whether it's your dining room, kids' rooms, accents, or accessories, Naturewood's unique store-wide Labor Day sale offers savings in every department and savings on every brand like Stanton, Omnia, England, Stickley, Flex Steel, and all the rest of the award-winning furniture. When it comes right down to it, it's all about choices and always about quality. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings right now for this remarkable Labor Day sale. Off Highway 50 at Hazel, look for the water wheel.
Got a drain that's clogged up? Or maybe a toilet? Or a faucet that just won't quit leaking? Kenny and Jerry are here from Bell Brothers, and we want you to know that it does make a difference which plumber you call.
At Bell Brothers, we respect your time by showing up when we say we'll be there. Our technicians are all background checked and drug tested, and will greet you with a smile.
They're trained to do the job right the first time, and they carry over 1,000 parts on their trucks, so they won't have to order something and then come back later.
They leave the work area cleaner than they found it, and your final bill will be the same as they quoted. That's why they call us the No Surprise Guys.
So if you need a plumber, it does make a difference who you call. Call Bell Brothers. Our number is 916-444-1234, or find us online at thenosurpriseguys.com. That's 916-444-1234, or find us online at thenosurpriseguys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. What's going on for the Make This the Summer Sales event?
We're calling it the Hoblet Ramapalooza. Right now, we have the biggest savings I can remember, with up to $18,000 off MSRP on new 2024 Ram 1500 Laramie and limited Hemi 4x4s. And with over 400 new Rams available, you're sure to find your perfect new Ram truck at the Hoblet Ram Truck Center.
Now, what's this I hear about a Hoblet pre-owned super center?
We are super excited to celebrate the grand opening of the Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Super Center. We have over 200 used cars available and over 80 under 20,000.
Well, you heard the man. Ramapalooza happening now, and you've got to check out the new Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Super Center. Search, select, and save through their full selection at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
18,000 net savings on select new 2024 Ram 1500 Laramies after 11,500 factory rebates and 6,500 dealer discounts. Rebates may include up to $3,000 in Hoblet coupons or $2,000 rebate for eligible trade-ins. All coupons available while supplies last. 5 trucks at this net savings. See dealer for details. Simple VIN 178-528.
Sacramento, Dirks Bentley's coming to town. Saturday, September 28th at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo for Country in the Park 2. And he's bringing some friends. Parmalee, Tyler Rich, Dasha, Kelsey Hart, and more. Saturday, September 28th at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo. Get your tickets today before they're sold out at CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by RVs of Sacramento and Hoblet Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram Center.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
No look, Bibby to Weber, down the lane, flying jam. There's your play of the night right there. It's inside is Sabonis, a two-hand rip, a brilliant pass from De'Aaron Fox.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Sacktown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone. When he's not on the microphone, he's playing a song. And when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom,
with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
So the Sacramento Kings getting ready for another season. Season 40 here in Sacramento. You ready? Everybody ready?
I paid my taxes.
Is that meaning 40 seasons, or what does that mean, Chris?
Kings are old.
Oh, Kings are old. They're 40 years old this year in Sacramento. They're seasoned. They're mature. Let's hope so. Let's hope they're ready to go. As we've been talking over the last couple days about a few things that have been leaked, a couple of preseason games we know about 3 of them, I think. Thanks to Ward, a regular listener to the morning show. Thank you, Ward. We learned that the Sacramento Kings are going to open up at home against Minnesota. There's a couple other games that have been leaked, but the rest of the schedule will be coming out here soon. But what was released yesterday officially by the NBA was year 2 of the in-season tournament. And so I think what's interesting about that is the group play that the Kings are in. I think, each year you kind of wonder how each pool or group will look. And it turned out that the Kings ended up having a pretty tough group last year. I thought going in, I go, wow, with Minnesota, the Warriors, San Antonio, who else did they have? In OKC. It's like there'll be some challenges there for the Kings, but they ended up winning their pool play. But there was a very good group, right? A bunch of 3-1 teams. Kings had the point differential, and they advanced. Ultimately, though, they had to play those 2 extra games where they lost the one on the chance to get to Vegas, to New Orleans again, and then played Phoenix at the end of that week. And I think, it's year 2 of the in-season tournament. So now you go, what will the excitement level? Last year was new. It was different. It was unique. I'm generally one that doesn't necessarily care about different uniforms or different courts. That was cool. It was something that was different from the every night. I did sense, though, a full-on buy-in from just about every team in the league for the in-season tournament. So if that was the goal, to make games in latter part of or November and December have a little more sizzle amongst the 82, I think it worked. I think players, and the Lakers ended up winning it all, and I think LeBron and others even said so, that they really wanted to win the first one. I think De'Aaron even said quotes like that he really wanted to win the first of the in-season tournament. So to be the first one to do anything there's something unique to that. To be the second one doesn't have the same sizzle. So the question is, will it have the same kind of feel and vibe as it did in year 1? I think that remains to be seen. I thought there would be a good buy-in by the players, and there was in the first year. I don't know. We'll see when we get to camp and media day and around the players if they have the same kind of feel for year 2. But I don't know any other way to find out what other positives there were besides, there was a cash incentive. And when you make that much money, a lot of times it's, look, hey, you might be doing it for other reasons. And what you heard the Lakers say, and even the Pacers who were there in the final, it wasn't really like the high end, like LeBron. Okay, that was probably not that much of a difference for him at all to win that extra money. But it was for some of the guys that were on the lower end of the pay scale. I think coaches get a benefit. So, one, you're trying to win something to stand out amongst every other team in the league. There is some financial incentive. I think the fact that they went to Vegas was cool. I mean, it brought some extra eyeballs, and then I don't know, then it just transitioned right back into the regular season. So I think I would say after year one, I would say it was successful. I will say this about Adam Silver and the group at the NBA. I think they're always tinkering and looking to better the league. So if year two, and let's say they're going to give it at least 3 years, right? 3 to 4. If it maybe loses some of its luster or doesn't have the same kind of zip as it does in year one, they'll look for a tweak. But I would say after 1 year, it's pretty good. And so now they're going to do it again. And the Kings grouping this year has Minnesota again. They've got San Antonio in this one. Portland and Houston, I believe, is their group. So no, it's not San Antonio. They have the Clippers. Excuse me, they're the Clippers. So I think it's Group C that's brutal, that just has so many good teams in it. But that's kind of the way it works out. And with the West being as good as it is, you really can't dodge it anyway. So I know some have said there needs to be even larger incentive, like a potential spot in the postseason. I think that's too much, personally, because if you're trying to improve the regular season, if someone wins this tournament and is guaranteed a spot in the postseason, I just feel like now when you're trying to not have stars miss games, and let's say, for example, last year was that for the Lakers and they guaranteed a spot in the postseason. To me, if I'm the Lakers, I kind of approach the rest of the year differently. I would have done my best to make sure LeBron and AD and everybody was as healthy as possible when it mattered at the end, because why do you need to worry about games 30 through 60 when you already know for certain that you're going to make the postseason? Where, for example, this year in the West, who knows for certain? I mean, I think a lot of people feel good about their rosters, but when you've got more than 8 to 10 to 12 teams almost that feel like they can be playoff bound, there's going to be some great battles. And look, the Kings are a perfect example of that. A year ago when they won 48 games and then 46, and they dropped from 3 to a play-in. So the margin for error in the West, I think, is going to be similar to that. I think they will be into the in-season tournament. I guess the question is, how much will you, as fans of the NBA, as fans of the Kings, are you a 82 game fan? Are you this is a big game, first game, Lakers, Warriors, national TV, those kind of game fan, which there's no problem with any of this stuff, whichever one you are. Or were you really into the in-season tournament? Are you just waiting around for the postseason if the Kings were to make it? So I guess it becomes a question for the fans out there. What is your interest level coming up for in-season tournament number 2, the run at it? All right. Break time for us. When we return, we will come back. We will have 3 questions. We will have 3 answers. That's called 3 for Madness. And it's coming your way next on Sacktown Sports.
The radio home of the San Francisco 49ers is one we will never forget.
And Logan Ryan picks him up. Looks like they're playing man. LaPorte is over there as well. It's 5 out. It's empty on 4th down. Goff back. Not going to get out to his right. Being chased. Throws. And it is incomplete. The 49ers take over on 4th down again.
Congratulations to the 49ers on a terrific year. And thank you for so many wonderful memories.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
All right, 3 questions, 3 answers. This is 3 for Madness. Jason Ross, Chris Villard, Carmichael Dave will be back with us here in just a moment. That's something he had to take care of here. So, Chris, what do you got for us today in 3 for Madness?
Have you gotten into your fantasy football prep yet?
No, not yet. But I would say I've looked at a few things. I mean, I guess this is, partly getting the prep, but I'm looking at a few things. I have different leagues. How many leagues do you end up being in, Chris?
About 1 or 2.
1 or 2. Okay. And are they totally different in their scoring?
I guess pretty similar. They're pretty generic.
Okay. I mean, as the resident champ, fantasy football league champ, longtime champ, I mean, all these questions should be really catered to you. In the past, how long did you prep for your fantasy drafts?
About 30 minutes.
Yeah. Do you have any of the...
My prep would actually be to go to those mock draft sites and then pick up a kicker or a defense in the first round.
Oh, you screw with everybody on those?
And then they get all upset about it.
Nobody would do that. Hey, take the guy you want. Do you have any penalties for your leagues, or if you come in last, like some of those leagues are?
There have been proposed ones, but never anything that caught on.
What was the most outlandish? Because I'm assuming with your group, there's probably something pretty severe.
Well, like we didn't go through with it, but one was pushing that there's a guy that we used to go to school with that's now a pastor, where someone has to go to church and for the entire time to watch him
work, watch him at his craft. No, I would say I've just done a little bit of, and I think everybody always tries to find like, okay, there's my super sleeper. I'm going to be the one to get this player. So I don't know. I would say no, I have not officially done my fantasy football prep yet, but I will say for those of you that want that fantasy football prep, we will have that for you here on this show to get you ready for your draft in the coming weeks. That's for sure. And I feel like drafts are going later and later, which I'm a fan of. I've had a couple that have drafted like, I don't know, maybe with 2 weeks left in the preseason or a week left, and you're going, and inevitably someone gets hurt, and you're like, oh man, if we just waited, or quarterback controversy or that kind of thing. So, all right, question number 2.
Question 2.
How many leagues are you in this season?
All right, well, you answer that for you. So you think 1 or 2, or do you know for sure?
Most likely 2.
Yeah, so I'm definitely locked into 2. No, actually 3. I've had 3 the last couple of years, and I think the 3 will remain the same. Every once in a while, I pick up another one. I'm not really looking to do so. How have you done on the drafting then? How common are your teams generally in your 2 leagues?
Not usually very common.
Yeah, there's usually a player or 2 for me that I might get on all 3 if I'm lucky, but it's a player. It's not, hey, I have the exact same team, and that's the one tricky part. It's like, oh man, that quarterback helped me today for my team here, but I played against him in this other league, and that's the part that is a little bit tricky. And when you're in multiple leagues, it's really rare, on positively or negatively, to go like, so like I'll use my example that I have 3 teams, to go 3-0 or to go 0-3. It's usually a 1-2 or a 2-1, but it's nice when you have those undefeated weekends that only seemingly you care about. But when you tell other people about your fantasy leagues, nobody seems to care, do they? Or do they? Maybe they do. We'll see what Dave says, because Dave is back with us. Dave, how many fantasy football leagues are you going to be in this year?
Well, the normal 2.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in 2 every year. But then one just popped up. They had an opening
I know I'm shamelessly pumping the poll here.
It's some of our Sacramento Kings friends, not players, but people that work there, and they never have an opening. So I'm kind of.
I wonder if that's the one I'm in. That I've been in. Is it someone that's a friend of the show that brings someone in at a special time of the year?
Sometimes.
No, never mind.
I know he's in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably that one. Oh, you're in that one? Ooh, that might have made the decision then. That'd be fun. It's just, the thing about being in multiple leagues.
You didn't get my other hint?
No, I didn't. I probably
run by.
Oh,
yeah.
And that person's actually going to be in London next week.
Really?
Yeah, weirdly enough, as a matter of fact. Yeah, I don't know why we're. Yeah,
but what about?
I don't know why we're being so secretive, but the problem with being in multiple leagues,
right,
is I tend to try to draft the same teams because I don't like. Oh, this guy's going off. I'm winning.
Yeah, but I'm playing against
him in this league, and he's winning. And also, I was in 5 leagues one year, about 15 years, back in the day.
Yeah.
It just gets, I think it's a lot easier to be successful in smaller leagues.
Yeah.
As I am the defending champion in my legacy league this year with a record 5, it's the 5th ring that gave me the lead. That's the one I've been in since high school. And, you got a legacy to protect there.
Yeah.
I've used this whole hand up, got to switch to the other hand. But then the other league I'm in with our friend Phil Oates, I have.
That's the auction league, right?
Yeah. Which I love the format of that league.
I still have not done one of those.
Dude, it is such a blast. It's such a different strategy. I've been in the league now, I think 10 years. I've made the playoffs twice. It is that is a really the problem with that league. Sorry, Phil, I'm selling you out a little bit, but you have some people in that league that how do I say this? They're obsessed. And they there's one guy in the league I know for a fact. This guy pays, and by the way, this isn't some huge buy-in. It's not like a rich guy league, although there's a couple rich guys in it. It's a normal league.
Yeah.
But there's one guy I know for, I found out that he spends $1,000 a year. Now he's in 5-6 leagues on those websites that are subscribe to me and then the biggest thing, which I hate these leagues, is that you're not picking up a free agent, because if this guy's available, he's already been taken.
Yeah.
Every time I go to look for a free agent, he's been taken. It could be it could happen the second the guy does something. Fred picked him up. It's just and they don't have a waiver system.
Yeah.
So it's first come, first serve, which I've always hated. Anyways, long answer to the question, but I am in 2, but maybe 3.
Okay.
All right. Question 3, please.
Question 3.
Is Christian McCaffrey the clear-cut number 1 pick?
I think he is. And in looking around, most, I know he's a little banged up, but most everyone has him at number 1. I've seen a lot of Breece Hall of the Jets at number 2. I've seen a lot of why am I blanking? Falcons, Bijan Robinson up there as well. What I've really noticed, and obviously it depends on the league you're in. And by the way, CBS Sports' Dave Richard will rejoin us again this year for I think the 11th straight year. If you're in a PPR, if you're in a points per reception league, or there's different ways.
Know your scoring system is the most important thing.
It really, really is.
Yeah.
The best piece of advice I give anyone who's getting into the simplest piece of advice: go to the previous year and look at the highest scores, and they'll do the work for you because it's in that format, it's in that scoring system. And then add your rookies in, be aware of who was injured last year, stuff like that. Obviously Aaron Rodgers isn't going to show up,
right?
He might slip, and if that's a guy you want. What I've noticed though is in the top 10, a lot of these rankings have 4, maybe 5 receivers. And usually it's 9 out of the top 10 is almost always running backs. And then maybe Tyreek Hill or Patrick Mahomes or something like that. But a lot of receivers are kind of stepping up in there too. So, but I do think McCaffrey is number 1. He's just a guy who
checks the boxes,
checks every box.
Yeah.
It's always a matter of health with him.
Great player, great offense. When he's been healthy, he's been unbelievable in that offensive system. So Yeah.
It's just a matter of with the workload they're putting on him this year. Can you count on McCaffrey not just to have the health, but the energy to make it through all 17 games plus playoffs? And if he can't, you got to get a second opinion. And that's where my guys from American Energy Heating and Air can help out. Thank you for covering, by the way. Had a bit of a fiasco across the pond, but that's all better now. Thank you for doing that. I want to talk to you about American Energy, though. It's been a minute, basically since yesterday. I like to talk about them every day. And I like to talk about how they've been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. I like to talk about how they have an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. And that's not something you just easily get. They don't just hand that out. It's like Michelin stars. You know what I'm saying? If you're a chefy kind of guy or gal. What I will say is that if you are in the market for a new AC, believe it or not, and I say this every spring when I say summer's around the corner, winter is around the corner, and soon you're going to switch from air conditioning to heating. You can get your system tuned up and ready to go and make sure you don't have anything in the balance waiting to break and costing you a ton of money, and they'll come out and they'll do that. They'll do it for cheap. But what I really love about them is they are your second opinion partner, because this stuff is expensive. It really is. And there's financing, of course, but it ends up being money out of your pocket. And none of us know how much an HVAC repair or a new system should be. You've got the system itself. You've got the labor involved, all the stuff that goes with it. Well, they do. And so what I invite you to do if you're in that market is very simple. Get your bid if you've already gotten it from somebody else. If you're already in the process. And invite my guys from American Energy out. They'll give you a free second opinion. They'll present you their bid. And it's really simple. I'm not telling you to pay more for them. I'm saying just let them give you the bid. If it's less, yay. You saved money, and you're going with a local company that knows what they're doing. 916. Forgot the phone number. Call 916. Oh, the jingle 520-9990 now. 916-520-9990. I've been doing this so long, I do it from memory, and I forgot the phone number. 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable. When we come back, an ex-King trying to go to Washington. Not for basketball, though. We'll tell you why next.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sacktown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Cox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
Waddy here, reminding you that not all gas grills are created equal. Bring out all the delicious flavors in your grilled meats with the amazing Napoleon Prestige and Prestige Pro line of outdoor cookers. My Napoleon Stainless Steel Pro Series gas grill has turned me into a grilling pro with features other grills cannot match. They're built different, built better, built to last. Made with premium stainless steel that boasts quality and a lifetime warranty. I may never want to cook indoors again. Napoleon grills and accessories are now available at your nearby Amy's, Ace Hardware in Sacramento, and now El Dorado.
Insurance companies perform a very valuable service, but they want to keep their money. Although most cases settle before trial, it is paramount that the insurance companies know that if pressed, your legal team has the experience to take your case all the way. For 25 years, Ashton & Price has earned the reputation that if the insurance company isn't fair, we're ready to force them to be fair. My mom used to warn me, wait till dad gets home. Think of us as dad. The best part, there's no fee until we win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
For most of the people that walk in our store, it's been an ongoing, nonstop issue, and they're finally walking into the Good Feet store. Okay, the guy that came into my store last year that has had plantar fasciitis for 30 years. I looked at him, I said, are you kidding me? I've been here for 14. Where have you been? I helped relieve a problem that's plagued him for 30 years. I mean, how do you not go home and talk about that?
Come to the Good Feet store now for a free fitting and test walk.
Hello, baby. Sammy Hagar presents the best of all worlds. I'm bringing some of my best friends along. Michael Anthony, Jason Bonham, and Joe Satriani. This Friday night, Toyota Amphitheater. With special guest Loverboy. One night, every era, and a whole lot of Van Halen. Tickets on sale now at LiveNation.com as part of the Hard Rock Sacramento concert series.
waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
You remember a very unique player that I always kind of, to be honest, I always really felt for him. Royce White. If you don't remember Royce White, he had a cup of coffee with the Sacramento Kings. Very talented basketball player. Went to Iowa State. Was a not a lottery pick, but somewhere in the teens, if I remember right. No longer plays. He's 33, still a very young man. But the unique thing about Royce White was, excuse me, not unique. What stood out about Royce White is he had severe anxiety and struggled with it, and struggled with the fear of flying. And when Royce White was playing, the only time he played really was for the Sacramento Kings. He played in 3 games. That was his NBA career. Because he got medical advice his rookie year, basically saying, yeah, dude, you didn't want to fly. He's afraid of flying. And this was back in 2013, which was the year after I took my first flight in 13, 14 years. Okay. So this guy comes in, he's dealing with severe anxiety. And I've talked about this openly before. I had a real bad anxiety issue. I was a hyperactive kid. The real deal ADHD as a youngster was on Ritalin, Depo-Provera. The whole thing was heavily medicated as a youngster. Struggled with that most of my life, and then that kind of created about a 2-year period. I had a bad experience on a flight in 1997. I didn't fly for a very long time because of not just the fear of flying, but also something called claustrophobia, but agoraphobia, also being outside in wide open spaces. I drove all, I've told this, I drove all the way down to my sister's graduation from Pepperdine, and it was on a cliff overlooking the ocean in Malibu, and I had a terrible anxiety attack, and my girlfriend had to drive us back home 7 hours to Sacramento while I was sweating in the passenger seat. They had me on Prozac at one point. It was I would drop my shopping, not the carts, what's the bucket, the
basket.
Thank you. There were times where I'd be in the middle of grocery shopping and I'd have a panic attack, and I'd go, and I felt like I was going to die. And so when I see this guy come into the league, naturally guys like me, and I think a lot of others who had at that point, I was in the beginnings of beating that struggle, which I have maintained. Really rooted for him, because if he can do it, I can do it. If I can do it, he can do it. And mental health even back then was not something that was really a big deal, or not a big deal.
Addressed.
Yeah. Kevin Love really kind of helped that a lot, and a few others. So that's the preamble to this story. That's who Royce White was. His anxiety was really his public identity. Now, look, throughout the years, Royce has said some things, and there's some other stuff going on, I think, with Royce. And a lot of it I disagree with. So I'm not trying to also endorse the man himself and everything he believes or says. I'm endorsing the fact that I rooted for him very much because of his anxiety disorder, which makes the story I read this morning really surprising to me, because he defeated Navy veteran Joe Frazier, not that one, in Minnesota's primary election for the Republican nomination, and he will challenge Democratic Senator Amy Klobuchar in November. Now, look, politically speaking, he has next to no chance of beating Amy Klobuchar in Minnesota. And looking at the polls, he's probably going to lose that by about 20 points. But the fact that he's able to secure the nomination, go through the campaign process, go through everything that you have to go through. This isn't a city council. It's not even a House of Representatives. It is a Senate race. That's a big flipping deal. So this is a guy that became an advocate for mental health awareness, He even got into MMA at one point. Lost his fight, but still got into it. He ran and lost the primary back in 2022. But the fact of the matter is look, just because you're afraid of flying doesn't necessarily mean you're afraid of public speaking. But they're cousins. You know what I'm saying? Anxiety involves it's a lot of that. And for him, I was just really happy to see him be able to go through the entire process of being a Senate candidate, being vetted, doing God knows how many speeches, commercials, campaigning, all the stuff that happened. Now, I don't know if he's good with flying anymore, and if he were to somehow win, and he could, that you never say never. Is he driving to Washington? Is he? I find it really hard to imagine a United States senator not flying, because there's just so much involved in that job where there is a little bit of travel, especially if you're on different committees, etc. But the fact that he's able to do that, I think, is maybe, it didn't work out in basketball, but I don't care about the ideologies and beliefs and all that. We may disagree, but the fact that he's able to do that, I thought was really, really cool.
I didn't even know where he was. That's interesting that this is a path. I would not have guessed that just based on the time he was here. It was short, like you said, but good for him.
It's it really, honestly, and anybody out there dealing with this stuff, knows exactly what it's like quitting alcohol or cigarettes or whatever to a point. It never goes away. It's a monster that you have, that you hopefully can successfully tame and put in the cage, and it's there, and you got to feed it, and you got to water it, and it's always going to be living with you, but you hopefully find a way to moderate that. And I thought about, when I heard the story and I read the story, it's so funny. I thought about the two ladder incidents I was in, situations, both at the end of the season and then for opening night. And I think I've spoken on this before, and if I have, forgive me. If I haven't, okay. But the opening night after the team was saved, and you remember I was up on the ladder with the glow stick and all that, out of the blue, man, I had the worst panic attack I'd had in years. And I was in the tunnel, and I knew the timer was counting down, and, they got the guy in the headset, hey, go. I had like 3 minutes, and my whole body was numb. I was sweating. If you go back, and it's on YouTube, if you go back and you look at the video of me on the ladder and the spotlight on my head, and I had my hair dyed purple, and I had a white headband on. If you look closely, there's a space between the headband on my forehead and my hairline, because I have a 5 head, and you'll see the purple dye bleeding into my headband. It's because I was sweating so profusely that the dye was dripping down my head because of my anxiety attack. And then all I had to do was climb a ladder in front of what was the old 17,000. Thank you. And do this stuff. And I was supposed to go up 2 more rungs. That's what we did in rehearsal the night before. I stopped myself because I was dizzy so I could hold on. If you watch the clip, I was supposed to, we rehearsed this. It goes from the warm-up video to then the spotlight on me on the ladder, and it's on the scoreboard, and I was supposed to wait a few beats, let the fans make noise, do their thing, and then start with, they said binding. If you go back and you watch the video, as soon as I go on as soon as the spotlight hits me, I start, because I was I'm getting sweaty talking about it. I was so deathly afraid. I was legitimately terrified that I was going to be dizzy and fall off the ladder in front of everyone, and got through it. I wish I could go back and do it again and not have a massive anxiety attack. The point being, with Royce White doing what he's doing, it's the monster that always lives with you. You never know when there's triggers, but generally what those triggers are in advance, and you can do your exercises or whatever you need to do mentally or physically to deal with them. But it's something that stays with you. I think I told you off the air about a plane ride back from Europe a few months ago with Kevin Nagel and all that. And we're on his plane, and I get told by our documentary guys who had me bring back a bag of theirs. As we're taking off, he calls me, or he texts me, and he says, "Hey man, did you grab the bag I gave?" I said, "Yeah, I got I got it." He goes, "Okay, cool. So you have it?" And I go, "Yeah." He goes, "No, but you have it right next to you." I go, "No, it's in with the luggage. It's a little shopping bag type of thing." He's like, "Dude, that's all of our commercial grade lithium batteries. You have to keep it with you." Okay. Well, you never told me that. Great timing. Dare I ask why? Because I know I know there's well, apparently with climate changes and ups and downs, heat and cold and all that, they're prone to exploding, and you can't put out the fire with water. It's a whole thing. So I have not lithium batteries that go in your phone or in your computer or anything like that. I have industrial grade, like 7 heavy lithium batteries that are in the not climate controlled hold of this, 11 passenger plane as we're taking off and going over the ocean. We were literally taking off when I was texting him, like not taxiing, going down the runway, taking off as I'm learning this. There's nowhere to land. So I have a choice. I either tell everyone, guys, we've got to land the plane, which, by the way, is not the easy. You can't just turn around and, you can. Costs a ton of money to do it. You lose your window to leave. Everyone's going to be super pissed off. Or
did you MacGyver your way?
That was a Black & Decker situation. I chose to just deal with it because I finally texted him. I said, "Dude, tell me right now, do I need to land this plane?" And his text back,
"By myself."
And I'll never forget the text back. He was like, "Dude, no, honestly, you should be fine."
That should's doing a lot of work.
The should did a lot of lifting there, Christopher, because it's a 7-hour shot over the ocean. So I took the should, I took a chance, and bam, I had the worst panic attack I had since my sister's graduation. I'm in the back, thank God, so nobody can see me. I take my phone out. I put it so, when you're taking a picture and you turn it towards yourself for a selfie, just like a mirror. I am pale. I'm dripping sweat off my nose like I'm shooting free throws in the fourth quarter. I can't feel my skin. I'm completely numb. If I touch my neck, nothing. It feels like I'm breathing through a straw, and I'm on this Tylenol with 4 other people going over the ocean. And it usually panic attacks last about 5 minutes. This thing probably lasted about a half an hour. It was so bad that my head was killing me afterwards. And weirdly enough, I was able to do the thing I'm not necessarily able to do always, which is fall asleep on the plane. I basically fell asleep, woke up halfway over. We landed in Maine to refuel and go to Sacramento. And I took the pilot aside and was like, "Hi, so this happened. But." And she just kind of looked at me and she goes, "You're upset about this?" And I go, "Yeah." She goes, "You want the bag? Fine. It's fine. We carry batteries all the time." It's like, really? Do ya? Do ya? I would have liked to have known that, but I didn't say anything. So that's a long way of trying to inject
Maybe if he said something, they would have told you that.
That's what I'm saying, but dude, that's not the outcome I expected. And so I literally took a gamble, because all I'm thinking, man, is
1-800 gambler.
So good.
How would you have felt though if you said like, hey, everyone, emergency here. We've got lithium batteries in the cargo hold. And they're like, okay.
I honestly would have felt embarrassed, but a lot better. If I'd have known that was the outcome, I would have said something. Like if I didn't know that, I would have said something and just taken the ribbing and the annoyance. What I really would have felt bad about though is because like I forgot the other part of the story is but in the 2 hours before I fell asleep, all I'm doing is, because I'm in the very back by the hold, all I'm doing is looking down and listening and sniffing.
Yeah.
Like sniffing. Do I smell something? What's going on?
Oh, it's just pennies.
Well, no. Here, I'll end the story this way, because you sometimes see this on a commercial airline, but a lot of times you don't. when the flight, the little fan you turn on,
yeah,
the air. Okay, it's not air conditioning. What they do is they temper the negative 122 degrees air from outside when you're at 30,000 feet, and that becomes, they'll pump that in, and that becomes your air conditioning. Well, when you hit this point where that air starts coming in with the hot air and moisture in there, sometimes it creates a steam effect. So we're about 10 minutes into the flight, we're getting to cruising altitude, and all of a sudden on the floor, I start seeing steam. But how do you know it's steam? Is it steam? Is it smoke? So I'm down there with my nose towards the ground, hoping nobody sees me, sniffing. I don't know what a lithium battery fire smells like. And that's probably why the anxiety attack lasted longer, because I think it was slowing down, and then it started all up again. Because once you're in the air, man, what are you going to do? We're over the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah.
Then I would have felt bad. If those batteries had exploded and we all died because...
Then you would have felt bad.
I would have felt so bad on the way down. Also, it made me think, too, like...
Hey, guys, sorry.
Hey, as we're going down, I'm like, guys, by the way, just so you know, my bad. Where are the parachutes? We don't have any. Anyways, so good for Royce White.
Yes, great for Royce White.
I smoke coffee. We'll take a break. When we come back, that was story time. When we come back, we'll clean up a lot of stuff from earlier in the program. Don't forget, at 8 o'clock, we're going to get in some quarterback battles as well, especially with the latest news coming around with J.J. McCarthy. We'll get to all that right after this.
The Sacramento Kings play here.
He's got the triple. Sacramento takes the lead.
Get your Kings fix all season long right here on your home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
Power comes in many forms. The beloved power nap, the enviable power couple, the celebrated power hitter. But around here, Kohl's Cash is power. And if you earned it recently, it's time for your power trip to Kohl's. Will you redeem your Kohl's Cash on those Adidas sneakers you've been eyeing? Will you flex at the block party with that new ice cream maker? Will you replace your kids' favorite shorts because they outgrew them again? However you redeem your Kohl's Cash before it expires, more power to you. Not valid on Sephora at Kohl's. Additional exclusions may apply.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. And now, during our biggest sale of the year, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed, plus free home delivery on select smart beds when you add any base. Limited time. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Hey, thrill-seeking movie fans. It's time to get your tickets to see Alien Romulus, the IMAX experience at the Esquire IMAX Theater in downtown Sacramento.
Whatever comes, we'll face it together.
Let's go.
Experience the most terrifying life form in the universe on the largest screen in Sacramento. Don't miss opening weekend of Alien Romulus in front of the Esquire IMAX 6-story screen. Grab your tickets early at IMAX.com/Sacramento and reserve your seats today.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity Mobile. Connect to the most reliable 5G network nationwide. Well, the future has been on display down in Stockton, the A's affiliate in the California League. Beginning on the 10th of August, the top 4 hitters taken by the A's in this year's draft have been in the lineup. Nick Kurtz, Tommy White, Joshua Kuroda-Grauer, and Rodney Green, the outfielder from Cal. In that game, those guys combined for 10 hits, and Kurtz hit a home run.
Want to save on some of the biggest names in streaming on the network made for streaming? Now through September 21st, get 150 megabit Xfinity internet for 12 months with a 1-year contract. And for just $15 a month, add the new Stream Saver that includes Peacock, Apple TV Plus, and Netflix for just $35 a month. Switch at Xfinity.com today. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto-pay with stored bank account. Equipment taxes and fees extra. After promo, regular internet rates apply. Currently $54 a month. Actual speeds vary. Stream Saver requires Xfinity internet or TV and price subject to change.
At Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda, we make the dream of owning a new car easy and stress-free.
With prices that you just can't say no to. Save on our best selection of the year during the final days of the Honda Summer Event.
Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
is based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company. L1 report.
Are you tired of your tee shots ending up in the adjoining fairway while the rest of your foursome is hitting it down the middle? Well, experts will tell you that being properly fitted for golf clubs will help you strike your drive center cut. The Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio and its team of trained PGA professionals are ready to help you get rid of your banana balls and duck hooks. Hagen Oaks Indoor-Outdoor Player Performance Studio fittings are available 7 days a week. Make yours today by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531.
Sacramento, Dierks Bentley's coming to town. Saturday, September 28th at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo for Country in the Park 2. And he's bringing some friends. Parmalee, Tyler Rich, Dasha, Kelsey Hart, and more. Saturday, September 28th at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo. Get your tickets today before they're sold out at CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by RVs of Sacramento and Hoblet Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram Center.
In the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
All right. Let's hear from Aaron Rodgers Q&A. Why not? It's just a random clip we got. Come on, Aaron. What do you got to say?
I've always said that, like, of all the guys that I've ever interviewed in the NFL that have played our position, I don't necessarily know that there's anybody that thinks the way that you do. Maybe Tom Brady to a certain extent, but the things that you think about are different than what everybody else is thinking about.
I think that is partially true. I think the other part is I'm willing to say non-cliche things every single time we sit down for something like this. I'm not worried about the repercussions from it.
Okay.
All right. Good for you, Aaron.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
Matt LaFleur. I just know the title of this. It says, and I don't know what the context. Matt LaFleur wants to vomit when I hear number one. You know this? Okay.
I want to vomit every time I hear number one receiver, to be honest with you. It drives me crazy. That's something that you guys talk about. I feel like we got a bunch of them. So I think the beauty of them is they're all capable of doing many things, which gives us a lot of versatility from an offensive perspective in terms of how we use these guys and deploy their talents.
I didn't see the wide receiver part. Makes a lot more sense now. Finally, Kevin O'Connell dealing with the injury to J.J. McCarthy, talking about McCarthy and the backup you might be familiar with. Jason mentioned earlier.
You know, as we talked about yesterday, coming in with some soreness a couple days after the game. I credit J.J. for obviously being able to continue to play. He did not come out of the game from the injury. We don't know the severity yet, and that is honestly where we're at right now. And I think we're hopefully having a shorter timeline than a longer timeline, but the potential severity will come when we, do that procedure. And, Sam's had a really good camp, and my confidence level in Sam is very, very high at this point, and looking forward to seeing him continue his progression. And I know his teammates and the rest of the coaching staff have been really enthused by what Sam's done. And like I said, my confidence level is really high in Sam.
Okay. Well, what are you going to say?
Right.
We're screwed.
Yeah, doubt. We're getting ready to pick first next year.
Pack it in.
Yeah.
But I'm very unhappy that JJ. I'm very unhappy when anybody gets hurt. I am happy for Sam Darnold getting a shot. It'll be very interesting to see.
Right.
Look, they're not the Niners, but there's definitely an offense there. He's got arguably the number one wide receiving weapon in the league. Catching balls from him. He's got a great tight end. There's some pieces there. So Darnold's going to get his shot, and this is a chance for him. Look, they drafted McCarthy for a reason, and barring Darnold leading them to a 9-0 start or whatever, he's probably going to hand the reins over. But this is a chance for him. You can ask, who is the guy went from the Packers to Seattle? Backup quarterback Matt Flynn. The Matt Flynn story. There's money to be made here for Darnold. I believe the former number 2 or 3 pick in the draft.
Yeah, I think it was 3. I think. Yeah.
We do have an update according to Jeremy Fowler of ESPN on the Brandon Aiyuk front. The Niners, according to Fowler, have agreed to parameters of a trade that would send Aiyuk to the Pittsburgh Steelers. But they don't want to trade him, although contract negotiations have been contentious at times. So they are continuing their talks, trying to come to an extension. But apparently the trade is a phone call away.
Okay.
So simplifying it, Niners want to try to sign Aiyuk, come to a deal. They're trying to negotiate right now, but sounds like they've told Pittsburgh, okay, you know what? Look, if we can't sign him, he's yours. And now that kind of creates, I don't know if that's leverage for Aiyuk or if that's leverage for the Niners or leverage for neither, but obviously both sides know that information. So it's, hey, can we work out something to, and if Aiyuk at some point or his agent comes back and says, yeah, it ain't gonna, we're miles apart, it's not going to happen. Okay, pull the trigger. Also, I understand the leaking of this as well. It's a very, very smart leak because what John Lynch and friends have done is told the league that, hey, we got a trade in the works with Pittsburgh. And if you want to get in on this, now is the time. What's your offer?
Right.
Because Pittsburgh's already, and I don't know what those parameters are. I imagine it's a number of picks in there as well. Again, as a Niner fan, unless it's look, they're offering a first, a second, a fifth. What? Great.
Yeah.
Short of that, sign the guy.
Well, according to some reports too, they were looking for a receiver in return. I don't know if that's what Pittsburgh is offering, and or do the Niners have does someone that Pittsburgh would be willing to part? Would that be something that interests the Niners? That's the other part of the question.
Yep, exactly. We'll take a break. When we return, top of the hour, quarterback battles, part 1. Let's look at that situation, which wasn't really a battle, but now Sam Darnold's got an open spot. And speaking of the Steelers, they got themselves a little bit of a thing as well. We'll get to the Raiders as well and more. We've still got to do year 2 of the in-season tournament. Who's hot, who's not. We got Niners at 9 for you. Some twib notes around the major leagues, maybe with the right theme. Again, not Chris's fault, and much more. We'll do all that right after this.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
The NBA app is everyone's app. Every fan of every team.
Oh my goodness.
Everyone who follows LeBron, Tatum, and Embiid in the app. Every warrior who's ready to go to battle over 3-point percentages. Every streetwear king who's here for the tunnel fits. Every young buck, nugget, and grizzly who wants to take a peek behind the scenes of the league. And everyone else on this floating basketball we call Earth. Download the NBA app today, available in the Google Play, Apple app, and Android stores.
When an overwhelmed injury victim calls Ashton or Price, we immediately remove their legal burden and introduce them to the very best medical care in the region. They focus on their health, and we handle all the rest. When they reach the end of their medical journey and are reunited with happiness and hope, we unleash our decades of legal experience to obtain maximum compensation. We are real, local, experienced litigators and snappy dressers too. Consultation's free, and there's never a fee until we win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
When you were young, all you wanted in the summer was an ice cream truck to roll by.
Now, you just can't wait for the Harbor Freight parking lot sale to roll around. And it'll be here this weekend. Maybe you're looking to fill out that tool chest. Maybe you're looking for a tool chest to fill up. You'll save money either way. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight. Valid until August 18th, 2024. While supplies last. Limitations apply.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Hey, this is Greg Papa. Are you working through a major insurance claim? SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to, not what just some adjuster working for an insurance company thinks you should get. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
You drove the miles and your tires are done. Got to shop the best prices under the sun at Big O. Big O Tires.
Shop top brand tires with the lowest tire price guarantee and visit your locally owned Big O Tires. Now through August 27th. Buy 3, get 1 free on 4 select in-stock Cooper, Nexen, Nitto, National, or Sumitomo brand tires with installation purchase. Installation required. Disposal fees and shop fees extra were permitted. See store for pricing. Eligibility may vary. Not valid with other offers. Match applies to identical tires at regular retail price. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
KHTKAM Sacramento. KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your new home for 49ers football in the 916.
Sacktown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Every time I hear Muse, I think of that Uber driver in Europe that was blasting Muse for my daughter all the time. So, yeah. It's training camp time.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's training camp time, that means it's quarterback battles. And we've got a few. Thank goodness not in not a Niner land if you're a Niner fan. And, of course, just a reminder, we are the home of the Niners. We'll have all their games right here on Sacktown Sports. And we do have one in Vegas with the Raiders. No, we have a lot of Raider fans listening. And we'll get to that in the next segment. But with Sam Darnold, we talked about this a little bit earlier. Is there a possibility, J.J. McCarthy, which they said the surgery will determine how long he's out. Let's just, speculate because, of course, that's responsible. Let's say 6 to 8 weeks. Let's say 7 to 8 games.
Yeah.
7-1, 6-2, 8-0.
Oh,
who
it's
the hell
Darnold's
knows?
job. Yeah. Right?
Yeah, I would think. I mean, they gambled a lot on it. Kirk Cousins, say what you want about Kirk Cousins. Maybe he's not a winner. Maybe he's not the guy. Maybe he's not this. Maybe he's not that. But in a league where in a sports world where the most premium position in sports is quarterback, at least in American sports. Kirk Cousins put up some numbers. So you're making a gamble there. You spend the draft pick, you get JJ McCarthy in. But here you go. I mean, once upon a time, Sam Darnold was I almost said a lottery pick, a high pick.
Yeah.
Storied college career. And sometimes it does take guys a while to not everybody can be Jordan Love. Not everybody can be Aaron Rodgers and carry a clipboard for years. Sometimes you get thrown in there and it ain't good.
Yeah, I think, it depends on how long this surgery will keep him out. And I don't know what their plan was anyway, if it truly was a competition in Minnesota. I'm sure the thought is, look, we drafted this rookie. The sooner we can get him up and going and really try to follow almost like the Niners plan of, hey, we're underpaying our quarterback. Well, let's build the rest of the roster, and then when our quarterback becomes time to get that big contract, then hopefully we're ready to go. So, McCarthy wasn't the first QB taken, but he's a guy that Minnesota believes in. They got to wait on, and good for them at least to have a guy that's, I still say, a young veteran. I mean, Darnold's been around a little bit, but he's not that old.
No.
So, I mean, what if Darnold finds the magic and I honestly think if Darnold was given the job in San Francisco, I think he would have done just fine.
I agree with you.
But
I do.
But Brock Purdy was the guy.
Brock Purdy was the guy, and we don't know how much, again, like we talked about earlier, has to do with that Kyle Shanahan offense and what that would have been to your point. Sam Darnold is 27 years old. Look, speaking of the Niners, they took their number 3 pick and moved off on him for basically nothing for the last pick in the draft. So there is precedent here. If Darnold comes in and he's the guy, and as you said, 27's 27. If it's the NBA, maybe it's a different story. But
right.
27, you could have another 10 years of prime here. And you're getting Darnold pretty cheap right now, as you are McCarthy, compared to the quarterbacks. It is an interesting thought to see if, I know this is a crazy thought at this point where we haven't even seen one game, but yeah, if Darnold came in and it was his job, do they go, okay, well, there's a premium for JJ McCarthy. Let's move on. Or, and that's always where GMs get paid a ton of money. Or is there a premium for Sam Darnold? Because there are a lot of teams right now that have perpetual quarterback issues.
Yeah.
And just want to stem that tide. So it'll be interesting to watch.
Yeah, I think that's one of the ones that's intriguing, and it's just open-ended now because of the injury. We just don't know how long he'll be out for.
Pittsburgh.
This one's really intriguing to me just based on who they are, what team they can be, their defense. You kind of got to get this right.
Yeah, you really do. You really, really do, because that is a good team outside of the quarterback.
Yeah.
And you've got a wonderful coach with a guy who doesn't finish below 500, a guy who pretty much doesn't miss the playoffs. But you got to have, Mike Tomlin can only do so much.
Right.
And you have to have a quarterback. And you have a kind of a tale of, you got 2 guys with a lot to prove. You got a guy in Russell Wilson, who is closer to the end of his career than the beginning, but still has some time left, you would think, who honestly, when you look at what he did last year in Denver, I actually thought that was a little bit underrated. His first year, his year before in Denver was not great. But I didn't think he was especially terrible last year and showed some signs of, hey, is there still something there? I'm vamping because I'm trying to bring his numbers up here just to make sure I'm not smoking something. Last year in Denver, the first year he was there, he had 16 touchdowns, 11 picks, and an 84 rating. Last year he threw for over 3,000 yards, 26 touchdowns, 8 picks, a 98 rating. Look, that's not Pro Bowl numbers, but those aren't bad. And by the way, Denver wasn't that great. You go to Pittsburgh now, he's got a ton to prove. He's Russell Wilson. But then you also have Justin Fields, which, by the way, was the guy I wish the Raiders had gotten. I really was surprised, especially what Pittsburgh give, like a 3rd round, 4th round pick, something stupid. I was a little surprised that the Raiders, I really thought he would kind of fit into that offense well. And you're doing one of those buy low, sell high thing. Now, not to go against my previous statements on Justin Fields, which is he has no chance of success because he was drafted by the Bears and he went to Ohio State, the 2 worst franchises for NFL quarterbacks in the history of the world. But he's got a new start now. Maybe he gets that Chicago Bears stink off of him. And you definitely have more potential with Justin Fields, who showed signs. Remember last year, this time, Justin Fields, dark horse MVP pick.
Yeah, which was weird for me, but yeah. This one, I mean, obviously 2 completely different types of QBs. I would say Wilson's got the resume. He's done it, but it's been a while. Even at the end of Seattle, like the last year of Seattle, I thought there was some drop-off. So it's been a couple of seasons. I think the team would function just fine if they go with Russell Wilson. I think it'd be fine.
Yes.
But they're
limited?
Yeah. What do they think they can be? And maybe it's, now we're back to the game manager, which I know can be such a negative connotation, but I don't look at it that way. I mean, this team is going to be built around that defense. And if you have a quarterback that doesn't turn the ball over, run the ball enough, get it to some of your offensive playmakers, let your defense shine, make your field goals and field position, rely on your coach in a tough division, I don't see why they couldn't do some damage. But I think you have the chance for some bigger plays with Fields. But, is he going to make more mistakes? I don't know the answer to that. I think that's what they're trying to figure out. I know he had a couple fumbles in his preseason game, but, it's preseason.
And no offense to Russell Wilson, and obviously you and I aren't in camp every day. Their job is to win games. There's an expectation with the Steelers. That's a winning franchise. There's a lot of pressure that comes with that. But I'd really like to see Justin Fields get a shot on a Mike Tomlin team. Bears coaching and that whole hierarchy there is horrible. I don't know why everybody didn't get fired. It's the exact opposite when it comes to continuity with the Steelers. And when you look at Justin Fields, and after I just trashed him for Ohio State and Chicago, but when you look at Justin Fields, look, his rookie year was a rookie year. It was objectively terrible. His second year was a little better, but what really stood out was 1,100 yards rushing and 8 touchdowns. But I think a lot of that was just, hey, look, we don't want to take a chance with you throwing the ball, so we're going to design this. He was basically a de facto running back for them. Last year, a little bit different. Completed 61.5% of his passes in 13 games. 2,500 yards, again, in 13 games.
Right.
16 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Obviously, you want to get that down there, but it's a little bit better. And a little bit back on the rushing, 657 yards, 4 touchdowns. It feels like there is a playmaking quarterback in there.
Yeah.
That's filled with potential.
Right. And I think the reason you get him is, could he be the quarterback for the next, I don't want to say 5 years, though, where Wilson won't be.
Right.
But are you in more of a stopgap? Like, hey, look, we've got a potential, deep run playoff defense, so we need to capitalize now? Or is it, hey, it's worth the risk of let's throw Fields in there and see if we can get even a little bit more out of our offense, still count on that great defense and good coaching and all that. And it's just such a brutal division. I mean, the Browns and Ravens and Bengals all should be good too.
There's pieces there, though.
Mm-hmm.
Najee Harris is a workhorse. I love George Pickens.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely love George Pickens. He's a superstar in the making. I think if George Pickens was on a Chief or a Niner or a team like that, he'd be the talk of the NFL. He's just so damn talented. And I love their pickup of Van Jefferson, who was kind of an unsung hero with the Rams in the shadow of a couple other guys.
Yeah.
Pat Freiermuth, their tight end, very, very, very good. And they've got that defense behind them. So the Steelers are a team, if they can figure out that quarterback situation and just get an average to above average performance, not a Mahomes, not a Aaron Rodgers, just a middle of the road quarterback that doesn't shoot them out of games.
Yeah.
They're going to make some noise.
And I don't know, this is also one that where Tomlin, I think I will trust in having the read of the locker room, of the players. Like, a lot of times you lean towards the veteran, and that would be Wilson.
Yeah.
But, what's the locker room thing? Like, the locker room wants you to get it right.
Right.
It's like, hey, no, we think this guy's the best. And I don't know the answer to that.
And Russell Wilson's also not historically the big locker room guy either.
Right.
So that might, those kind of work against each other. Be very interesting to be a fly on the wall there. We'll take a break. Part 2, quarterback battles. We'll get to the Raiders and stay in the AFC West with Denver next. Right after this.
He's been hot. He fires. He's still hot. Kevin Herter from downtown has a 15-point first quarter.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A
Plus with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
The Las Vegas Raiders. Well, that's the whole segment.
End of story.
Look, the Las Vegas Raiders have some pieces. Max Crosby is amazing.
Yeah, I think actually of all year, I think their defense might be pretty good.
It'll be interesting to see if in fact Max gets help from their other defensive players.
Yeah,
or
they
if
added Wilkins from Miami. He's going to help.
Absolutely,
the guys they've had there. Yeah.
Zamir White has a lot of pressure on his shoulders with the departure of Josh Jacobs. He's being touted not just as their number one back, but 24, 6 foot, 215. And a guy who last year in 17 games playing behind Josh Jacobs, 451 on the ground with a touchdown, had another 15 catches. Now he's playing behind Josh Jacobs. I think it would be fair to say, and maybe I'm wrong, but that seemed I don't know if that's going to be a Tony Pollard for Ezekiel Elliott situation. I think there might be a little bit of a fall off there. But the real issue with the Raiders and what frustrates me is you have, I mentioned earlier that Tyreek Hill, Justin Jefferson, those are A-class receivers. Don't forget about Devontae Adams.
Right.
Devontae Adams may be the best receiver in the league. He's just a stud, if there ever was one. But the reality of the situation is Devontae Adams is 31 years old. And if you watch that receiver show, you heard him quite vocal about being knocked around quite a few times last year and being open quite a few times and not finding the ball where he was open to. It's very frustrating for him, especially having served his whole career under Aaron Rodgers, who found him quite a bit. It will be very interesting to monitor that situation with Devontae Adams and see how the year goes. They need to have a good start, or that I think is going to become an issue. And we talked about Justin Fields before. It was a 6th round conditional pick that could become a 4th rounder. That's what the Bears got for Justin Fields. I was really surprised the Raiders didn't take a shot at it.
Yeah, this is my best guess and gut reaction to what the Raiders' plan was in the offseason. They were picking, if I'm not mistaken, 13th or 14th. So high enough pick.
Yeah.
And there was talk about 6 quarterbacks going in the first round. They all went before the Raiders.
They all went before.
So I think their thought was they're going to get Penix. They're going to get Bo Nix. They're going to get McCarthy. Like one of those guys will be there. And then they weren't. And I feel like they kind of got caught. And that can happen.
Yeah.
So then what's the next plan? And with maybe a better defense than they've had in a while.
Right.
I wonder a little bit about their offense, and maybe the offense could be made better with a quarterback. But if it was a rookie QB, they might have still been going through some of the early struggles. But now it feels like that's definitely happening next year.
Yeah.
So then, they're a year behind.
That's the thing,
like.
And you can't do that with Devontae Adams.
Right.
That's why that's going to be a problem if that's how it turns out. You can't do it. Now, Aiden O'Connell's 25 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Gardner Minshew's 28. We just talked about 27 not being old in the NFL.
Right.
Neither is 28 when you're a quarterback.
No, I think they'll both be able to play the position, and I think they will be okay. But you can't have okay.
You can't. And
not with Mahomes in your division, not in the AFC with all these great quarterbacks.
With the full knowledge of the fact that in preseason game 1, they both, I think especially Aiden O'Connell, looked pretty damn good. Both of them had some pretty nice looking drives, and the numbers are cool. But again, it's preseason, so it's tough to go on. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think they're going to be good. I think they're they're not mid. They're below average quarterbacks. And what's worse now is that they're both kind of the same. They're both below mid journeyman style quarterbacks. The problem, it's not like Russell Wilson and Justin Fields where you have, well, here's the potential and here's the Super Bowl winning veteran. No, you basically have these two dudes that aren't NFL quarterbacks, or they're backups. And you're now asking them to go in with a Hall of Famer and Max Crosby doing his thing, Zamir White having that challenge of taking over for Josh Jacobs. And if they do prove to be below average quarterbacks this year, well, guess what? You're going to have a situation where Zamir White's going to take a lot of blame with people not stopping and saying, oh, they're loading that box up big time because they don't have to worry about these guys.
Yeah.
And most importantly, come game 4, game 5 or sooner, you're going to have Davante Adams to start barking a little bit. And I don't blame him, by the way. You don't want to go to purgatory and spend the last year, maybe 2 of your productive life. Look, it doesn't matter who the receiver is. They're generally falling off a cliff around 30, 31, 32. So does Davante have maybe an extra year or 2 in there? Sure. But he's nearing the end, the downslide of his career. And I don't want to say it's a Randy Moss situation all over again, but it could be a Randy Moss situation all over again where he finally wants out. He goes to it. Imagine Davante Adams on the Chiefs. Imagine Davante Adams on any number of teams that have really good offenses, and it's a whole new world for him. He's an all-pro receiver, first ballot type of dude. I don't understand, and as you know, for Raider fans, as much crap as I love to give them, but in all seriousness, if I'm a Raider fan, I'm look, could be wrong. Maybe Aiden O'Connell has this Jeff Hostetler-esque talent that's unrecognized.
I'd be surprised.
Maybe Gardner Minshew channels his old Washington State and rolls in and pulls a Ryan Fitzpatrick for a minute. I hope so. I genuinely do. But if we're betting, you know, this is a 7-10, 6-11 team that's got great players for the picking. And at the end of the year, that front office is going to have to take a serious hard look and say, okay, do we try to add, or do we see what we can get for Crosby? Do we see what we can get for Davante Adams? Do we soak up on picks, and do we go young and try to build for a contender in the future? I think the Raiders are coming out of the box with one hand tied behind their back because of the quarterback situation.
Yeah, and I think
it wasn't necessary.
Right. I think even if they have a better year than predicted, I just can't imagine next year that it's either O'Connell or Minshew. I just can't. I feel like, again, they're either going to trade for or draft one, and then they're kind of like they're just a year behind is my point. Like, I don't know that J.J. McCarthy is going to be the Vikings quarterback of the future, but they're going to figure that out. They're going to get some more information and intel this year to answer that, whether or not Bo Nix or whoever else in Denver or, you know, some of these teams that made these draft picks, they're trying to figure this out quickly.
Yes.
As quickly as possible. And you can move on. I mean, we know it. The Jets thought that at one point Mark Sanchez was the QB, then or Geno Smith, then Mark Sanchez, then Sam Darnold, and here they are now with Aaron Rodgers, like or Zach Wilson even in between after that. So you keep going until you get it. I just don't think the Raiders are even in that process yet.
And when you add to what's going on in preseason, the other big battle that I'm interested in, you know, I want to see how these quarterbacks do for the Raiders, but I think we're going to find out who Antonio Pierce is this year. We really are, because the Raiders had an absolute joke of a coach in Josh McDaniels, a coordinator, not a coach. It could not have been a worse situation when Antonio Pierce took over. And we're going to find out, is it one of those situations where you could have taken over for Josh McDaniels, and the team was so relieved to have this ding-dong out of there that they absolutely went over the moon and performed, and that now wears off in a 17-game year where he's really going to have to coach and not just motivate. Is he the real deal, or was he a flash in the pan? Because when you look, if I'm a Raider fan, I'm looking at the fact that we won 3 of our last 4 games. I'm looking at the fact that we lost to Minnesota in that 3-zip game. and then beat the Chargers, put 63, by the way, with Aiden O'Connell, put 63 on the Chargers, went into Kansas City, beat them 20-14, biggest win of the year easily, lost by 3 at Indy, could have easily won that game, and then beat Denver 27-14 to close out the year, and a Denver team that was better in the second half for a stretch than it was in the first. So there is some optimism with Pierce, but I think it's Crosby, it's Devontae Adams, and then it's your head coach that are kind of like your 3 things you're holding on to. And I don't care how good of a coach you are. You don't got a quarterback.
Right.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. And so they're chasing that, trying to figure that out. And I honestly, maybe it's O'Connell that's in the lead right now, but we'll see who ends up being the QB there.
Our guy, AB, who has a Raider logo on there, is saying, you're being dismissive. AB turned that team. I just literally went over it. I'm saying the question is going to be, is it the post-Josh McDaniels effect? There's no doubt players love Antonio Pierce. Mm-hmm. He's an ex-player. He's a hard-nosed dude. He's a motivator. They run through all that. There's no doubt about that. He's proven himself to be a motivator and somebody who connects. It's also the guy who followed Josh McDaniels. So my thing is full camp. He's the guy, 17-game season, and you're going in there with, quite frankly, on paper, not a lot of talent on that team. On paper, again, as we stand right now, without taking your Raider hat off and taking your Raider hater hat off, too, you're talking about a guy who's getting his first crack at being a running back, filling in for the rushing leader a couple years ago in Josh Jacobs, who was a bell cow. He was a guy that you just run him and let him do the cloud of dust. And as we said, Devontae Adams and Max Crosby. Now, there's other potentials. You can look at this. Hey, he's young. He could do the thing. Right. He looked great last year. But when you're looking at that roster, there ain't a lot there. So Pierce is going to have to do. If the Raiders make the playoffs this year, that's your coach of the year, in my opinion. Raiders make the playoffs this year, that's your coach of the year. We'll take a break. When we come back, year 2 of the in-season tournament last year was a success. But will year 2 have a similar feel to it, if not better? We'll do that next.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. And now, during our biggest sale of the year, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed, plus free home delivery on select smart beds when you add any base. Limited time. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
The best things in life, they come in twos. 2 scoops of ice cream, 2 tacos. And now for a limited time, get our best deal of the year. Buy any phone when you switch to Consumer Cellular and get 2 months of service free. That's right, the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage as Big Wireless, now with 2 months free. Proof the best things in life really do come in twos. Visit consumercellular.com or call 1-888-FREEDOM. Second and third month of monthly base service fee waived for new customers with the purchase of a phone and activation by September 2nd, 2024. Taxes, fees, and third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
With only 3 homestands left, the Sacramento Rivercats season is nearing the end. Make your plans to head to the ballpark this week while the Rivercats are in town. Join us on Friday, August 16th for the Mount Core 4 statue giveaway as we celebrate the San Francisco Giants bullpen legacy of Jeremy Affeldt, Santiago Casilla, Javier Lopez, and Sergio Romo. Be one of the first 2,500 fans through the gates to secure this item. For a complete promotions calendar and to purchase your tickets, visit rivercats.com.
Sacramento, Dierks Bentley's coming to town. Saturday, September 28th at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo for Country in the Park 2. And he's bringing some friends. Parmalee, Tyler Rich, Dasha, Kelsey Hart, and more. Saturday, September 28th at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo. Get your tickets today before they're sold out at CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by RVs of Sacramento and Public Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram Center.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Seems as though casual players are always trying to balance the desire to hit the golf ball farther with shooting lower scores. Whether you hit a 270-yard drive or miss a 12-inch putt, they both count a stroke on your scorecard. Some of us will never hit the ball 270 yards, and trying normally leaves us well short and well right of the target. Seems as though improving our putting might be an easier way to shoot better scores. Putting is about confidence. It's about feeling the greens, seeing the line, visualizing the ball going in the hole, and making a confident stroke. Harvey Penick says, never, repeat, never allow yourself to think about what's riding on the putt, whether it's a major championship or just a 50-cent wager. Hit the putt as you've hit 10,000 putts in the past. Concentrate on imitating your final practice stroke, not on what will happen if you either miss it or make it. A positive mind will cure a lot of ills. Think about it. Really, think about it. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
I would end the day with sore feet, sore legs. The drugstore inserts that I was purchasing were really not very useful at all. I walked into the Good Feet store and the guy kind of grinned at me and said, I hear that a lot. I was living with chronic pain before going to the Good Feet store. Now I don't really have that problem. I'm able to do the things that I expect to be able to do, even at my advanced age. I feel pretty good about what's going on.
Come to the Good Feet store now for a free fitting and test walk.
Sacramento Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. They believe it's all about people and choices. Their goal is to find the car that fits your lifestyle. With their huge inventory of models, they've got the right car and, more importantly, at the right price every time. Experience for yourself why their customers drive away smiling. Discover the difference, because it's not just about the car, it's also about the people. Experience the Sacramento Dodge Jeep and Chrysler difference off Business 80 next to Hagen Oaks, or you can find them online, sacsuperstore.com.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sacktown Sports.
In-season tournament.
Year 2.
Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it?
I'm freaking jacked.
So, I've got odds.
Okay.
On the in-season tournament winner.
All right.
No surprise here. The Boston Celtics are 4-1 favorites to win.
Didn't even advance.
Right. Oklahoma City second, 13-2, which works out to 6.5 to 1.
Why?
The Timberwolves.
None of these teams advanced last year.
9-1. The Bucks and the Knicks are 10-1.
Okay.
10-1. Sixers 12-1. Nuggets 14-1. And in a tie for 10th, the Dallas Mavericks, the defending Western Conference champions.
Okay.
And your Sacramento Kings.
Hey, there they are.
At 20-1. Put $1 on the Kings to win the in-season tournament. You're coming away with a 20 spot.
Wow. Rich.
How about that?
Yeah.
Rich. I don't know, man. I'm going to say what I said last year and what I think is the right answer. I really don't give a you-know-what about the in-season tournament unless the Kings are winning.
Yeah, which they were last year, and it became really fun.
If the Kings are winning, it's a big deal. And if the Kings win the whole thing, it's a huge deal. So we have a lot to root for.
Yeah.
We were talking about, have fun with Raider fan. This is where Kings fan and Raider fan do the thing with the blue and the red bandana. Like, we're there together. Mm-hmm. Like, I got a lot to root for, man. It's been slim pickings over the years. So, yeah, our bar is a little different than Boston or Denver or a lot of these other people. But in the moment, it's a regular season game with a little bit of extra whatever.
Yeah, I think last year it was a little bit eye-opening. I think that the players really did take to it and want to win the first one, which was great. Yeah. I mean, I think that it felt different. I think that was the good part. The one part that I still think was weird, and I don't know, I didn't see if there's been any tweaks, so I apologize if they have. But remember the game that the Kings ended up advancing? I think it was, if I have the order right, they were playing the Warriors at home, and they were down 24 points. And then they had this amazing comeback. The way it had to work for the Warriors, if I remember right, and I might have the points slightly off, but they had to win by 12 or more.
Right.
And I personally believe that they played that a little bit differently and coached it even a little bit differently at the end.
Yeah.
And so that's not a regular season. I mean, it counts as a regular season game. They want it to feel like a different type of game. But, when the Kings started the comeback, and basically the Warriors' best chance was probably to get that game to overtime. And then just hope you have one of those weird overtimes where you outscore the team like 15-2, and that's how the Warriors advance. So it was a little bit odd in that situation, but overall, I thought, with the different courts, different uniforms, it was fun. It was a little gimmick that I'm okay with. It doesn't take over the whole season.
Ball stripped out of his hands by Herter. It's grabbed by Fox. Fox leads the pass to the far side, intended for Barnes. Turnover, grabbed by Payton. Curry for the breakaway. He's fouled. He scores. Warrior fans in the house, and you can hear them. There are many of them close to our broadcast position. Elated after that careless display by the Kings.
Sorry, any chance I get for G-Man. What were you saying? I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I just I forgot.
Okay. Well, good job, Dave.
More G-Man.
By the way, this also happened.
Handoff goes to Fox. Gives to Trey in the left corner. Back to 2-point range to Fox. Straight away. He'll launch for three. Scores the three. It's now a 10-point ball game at 102-92.
This is, of course, the game against the Warriors last year where they were down a bunch, came back, and this is how it ended, because I'm getting into this now.
Fox from the logo, creeping forward. Now in 2-point range, backs out, hooks a pass to Herter. Herter swings to the right side to Monk, attacks the baseline, jab step. Now he keeps the dribble alive, gets in the paint. Tough ball away, bank shot is good! Malik Monk somehow banks it home. 7.4 seconds to go. 124-123 Kings. Here's Curry. He'll try to get a shot off to win it. It's on the way. It's front rim short. The Sacramento Kings will advance in most dramatic fashion. It's 124-123, and full-blown late-season pandemonium reigns at Golden Run Center. Fans on their feet, waving the rally towels, savoring the moment after a most improbable, desperate step back 2-point shot from Malik Monk was banked home.
How about that?
How about that?
I love this in-season tournament, dude.
See?
Yeah, here was TNT after.
For the Kings. 20 turnovers for the Warriors.
And Brian, that challenge that Steve Kerr lost comes into play because the Warriors didn't have.
Shut up, Stan. Sorry, I forgot he was on there. Go to King Toes. All right, I like the in-season tournament.
Okay.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Hey, Jason, you know what else I liked? This.
Here's a Warriors three, no good. Rebounded by Kessler Edwards, and that will do it. You hear the thunderous light the beam chant in the background. The final 4 seconds tick away. Davion walks it into the front court. The horn sounds, and the Sacramento Kings have won in a live or die last game scenario. Win or go home, and the Kings managed to win. Steve Kerr, Mike Brown embrace at center court. And you wonder about the Steve Kerr dynasty and all the success of the Warriors. This year is a number 10 seed being bounced in the play-in opportunity. 118-94 is the final score.
It makes you wonder, honestly.
Bump your booty out there, brother.
We get to see, will Steph and Clay recover this year?
Oh, yeah. Good question. Yes, great question.
You know what that sound was we played earlier? That was the sound of the Warriors dynasty dying on the floor.
Wow.
Golden One sound.
You certain of that?
All right.
I am.
Here's one for you since Raider fans getting into it. More likely, the Golden State Warriors making the finals again, with Steph Curry on the team, this iteration, or the Raiders making the playoffs at any point until Steph Curry retires.
Oh, the Raiders making the playoffs.
Easy.
Yeah. So I'm saying.
I think the Warriors, I don't think that. I mean, I was going to say the Warriors, and you hadn't said the Raiders part. You're like, just the playoffs. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think they're like,
I think they could easily be a top 16.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Really? Well, okay. Again, why, let's do this. So you have a feel, right? Probably the Kings added DeRozan. That's a great.
Yeah.
They won the same amount of games as the Warriors.
Yeah.
Warriors had, we can look at Herter and Monk, significant injury. Draymond missed like 28 games.
You're also putting Brandon Pajemski in for Klay Thompson, which, by the way, maybe that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
If Klay's, whatever.
Yeah.
But also,
I don't know. He came out big in that play-in game.
Who, Pajemski?
No.
Klay. Huge numbers.
Yeah.
And I got to ask the question. Draymond Green and Steph Curry are combined 70 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Like 36 and 34. Well, 34 and 36, respectively.
I mean, it was just what?
Was that
6 days ago or whatever, where Steph was heroic?
Was that his swan song? Can Steph Curry do that over an 82-game season? I don't know.
Yes.
I mean, you got what? Trace Jackson Davis is your center? I don't know. Any team that has Steph Curry, look, if Steph Curry's going to play a lot this year and have a good year.
Yeah.
Draymond Green's going to play a lot this year. And
they're back to my like if things go right, I easily could see them as a top 6. But
wouldn't it be more fun though if they weren't?
Absolutely.
I agree. I think
I'm just not writing them off. Now to say I'm not also picking them to be in the top 6, but I could definitely see it.
We've got one of our longtime listeners. Sorry, it's caught my eye. Just finished a walk with my child, and she said, "Not me. I don't like the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, but I do like Watkins and Styles. Oh, and the Drive guys are good too." Listen here, kid.
Take another lap.
We're terrible in the under 10 demo. What is going on? Do we need to do more stuff for the under 10 crowd?
Yeah.
And what would that be? Baby Shark? What are kids watching these days? Their Apple Vision Pro.
I know you like Harry Potter.
I think Harry Potter's out now. Wallace
Aged
and
out?
Gromit. Yeah, it's aged out.
Wallace and Gromit.
I don't know. Whatever they do. What are they
Nice catch, Blanco Nino.
We'll take a break. When we return, who's hot? Who's not?
Yeah.
And we go streaking. Will Chris Verlot climb to 6? Do Jason and Carmichael Dave stay at? Well, I guess they wouldn't stay at 2. Do we go to 3 and get to just half of Chris? A lot of people have a lot riding on this.
Yes.
We'll find out the answer after this.
What's the missing piece for the 49ers?
Which names will they add during free agency? Whether it's in season or off season, the coverage never stops. Get the latest 49ers news on Sacktown Sports and sacktownsports.com.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
This year, Dell Technologies' Back to School event is delivering impressive tech with an inspiring purpose. Learn how Dell is helping Computer Aid, whose work is helping solar community hubs with tech and AI literacy skills to empower remote, displaced, or disconnected communities around the world. Help Dell make a difference and shop AI-ready PCs powered by Snapdragon X Series processors at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
If your passion is bass fishing, only one radio show has the action, information, and excitement of your favorite outdoor sport. Ultimate Bass, hosted by Tournament Bass Pro and California Outdoor Hall of Famer Kent Brown, takes you live to where the fish are biting every Saturday morning. Only Ultimate Bass feeds your passion with the latest news, products, tips, and advice from the pros. Ultimate Bass with Kent Brown, Saturday mornings at 5 a.m. on Sacktown Sports 1140, part of SEP's Saturday Morning Outdoors.
Keep your family cool and comfortable this summer with Bell Brothers' best summer ever financing event. When you replace your AC system, we're offering 0 payments, 0 interest for 6 months on approved credit, then low fixed rate thereafter. That's right, 0 payments, 0 interest for 6 months on any new AC system. It's an incredible offer on an incredible new AC system, but only for a limited time. This offer is also available on any plumbing, water heater, or insulation projects over $1,000. So call Bell Brothers now. Your family will thank you because they'll be cool and comfortable. But you have to hurry. Our offer for 0 payments, 0 interest for 6 months, then low fixed rate thereafter ends soon. Estimates and second opinions are free. So call now to keep your family cool and comfortable during Bell Brothers' best summer ever event. Our number is 916-444-1234 or find us online at theNoSurpriseGuys.com. That's theNoSurpriseGuys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. And Chad, I gotta admit, there is a buzz going on around the dealership.
That's because we have huge savings up to $14,000 off MSRP on hard-to-find new 2024 Ram Heavy Duties. And with over 400 new Ram trucks available, there's no other way to describe it except Hoblet's Ramapalooza.
Okay, well, what's this brand new Hoblet certified pre-owned super center I keep hearing about?
We are super excited to celebrate the grand opening of the Hoblet certified pre-owned super center. We have over 200 used cars available and over 80 under 20,000. Whatever type of car you need, Hoblet can help.
You've got to see the new Hoblet certified pre-owned super center for yourself. Check out their full inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
14,000 total net savings on select new 2024 Ram 2500 Laramies after 8,000 Hoblet dealer discount and 6,000 factory rebates. Rebates may include 3,000 in Hoblet select coupons. Hoblet trade-in assistance up to $2,000. Rebate for eligible trade-ins. All coupons available while supplies last. 5 of this net savings. See dealer for details.
What's hot and what's not. Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
Mad Dog is mad Carmelo wouldn't trade gold medals for an NBA title.
What are you talking about? What do you mean you ain't gonna trade your gold medals for a championship?
Who's hot? It's a good Mad Dog.
The Oakland A's.
What?
The A's won 94 over the Mets yesterday.
Yeah.
Since July 1st, they have a record of 21-13. That is a winning percentage of .618. And it's the best record in the American League during that time.
What? Wow, that's like a month. It's not like a week.
They're coming to Sacramento. They're going to be like a 30-win team. Come on.
Yeah, coming to Sacramento. They're going to be on fire.
Yeah,
because of the artificial turf.
I was reading, like, when people are all talking about that, I saw someone's comment. It was just like, hey, I actually played on that turf, and I'm expecting it's not as bad as it seems. Like, it is a little bit hotter, but not. And he's just like, yeah, I played on that, and my cleats actually melted.
Oh, my God. How funny would that be? Somebody tries to steal second, and they're stuck. Like, they can't move.
Oh, I would be back into baseball then.
That would be
that
something.
would get you.
Yes.
Someone couldn't move is what gets you back into baseball.
That people start collapsing from the heat, like on the field.
That's what you want to watch.
It would be interesting. I'm not rooting for it.
Sounds like you are.
Before we get to who's not, here's a word from the 90s on the internet.
Hey, why should I be on the internet? Why? Well, by the time we're in college, the internet will be our telephone, television, shopping center, and workplace. And it's already got more stuff in it than you could possibly imagine.
What'd you do, kids?
In less than an hour, you can visit the planet Jupiter, take a tour of the Sistine Chapel, do research on the rainforest, get soccer scores for a team in Italy, chat with a friend in Australia, and I even found a recipe for cat food cupcakes.
What?
It is as much a part of the future as we are. Shouldn't everybody be on the internet? Yes!
Well, they were kind of right.
Yeah.
What's that meme going around right now? Remember your 90s teacher was like, you're always going to have a calculator in your pocket.
Yeah.
Whatever, idiot. Chris, I don't understand this context, by the way, real quick. It's 10 seconds, but this is wrestling in the 90s.
Always on the lookout. DX has begun to entice audience members.
Oh, I know.
Be careful with it.
No. Yeah, I know what that one is. I knew exactly what that one was. I don't know wrestling,
I
but I knew that one.
saw it was wrestling, and okay. Well, I'll watch that later.
Yeah, you will.
Remember, the kids and wife are going to be at work.
Who's not you?
My choice of clips to play. Who is not?
The Pittsburgh Pirates. Yesterday, they lost 3-0 to the Padres for their 9th loss in a row.
Yeah.
They'll finish up their series against the Padres today, where they'll try to avoid being swept by the Padres for the second time in a week.
Where's Skeens?
Yeah, where is Skeens? I know where I'd be. Oh, it's Paul Skeens. I know exactly where I would be. I would be in my bedroom in front of a mirror, shaving that mustache. It's just weird. Get rid of it. There's two things I don't like. Okay, there's more than that. I don't like mustaches, and I don't like
you have one.
I got more of a thing though.
Yeah.
I'm going hard after Fof today.
And I think Joe Fof did look better without the mustache. He's a good looking guy, or engineer.
I've seen him without the mustache.
I'll tell you that. Yeah, so have I. He looks great.
I think you should keep the mustache.
Okay. And also
Flip-on.
I hate those nose rings, man. Not the ones with whatever.
The septum piercing.
Is that the thing where it's not the hoop, but like the little upside down moon in the middle of your nostrils? Yeah, that's a septum piercing. I have not once seen one of those and been like, hey, that's cool, man. Like it looks like honestly somebody wearing braces where you're like, when do you get that off? You know, like why would you voluntarily? And look, I'm not trying to old man it here. I'm piercing stuff. My wife is all pierced and blah blah whatever. But I don't understand the hoop through the nose. What are you doing? Yeah. What are you messing your face? What are you messing your face up for? Says the guy who in 5 years is probably going to have a daughter with a nose ring just because I said that on the air.
How will that go over? Well,
nice catch, Blanco Nino.
I'm not going to answer that question publicly because if I did,
not public,
people would think things. It would not go over well at all.
She'll be out of the house
on her own.
Yeah,
completely, 100% with zero help at all from home. Yeah. All right, let's go streaking, please.
It's time to go streaking.
We're going streaking! Yeah!
Who is the Nostradamus of MLB? Who can keep the streak going? It's time to go streaking.
What the hell are you doing? We're streaking.
All right, Dave, you're at 2. I'm at 2. Chris is at 5. Look out. Gotta watch out for him.
Look out, Chris.
All right.
Here he comes.
Here he comes. Dave, you were so excited that you got the Mark Canna hit the day before. You said, I'm going to pick an Oakland A.
Yep.
And you took J.J. Bleday.
Listen to what I say.
Yes. And as 3 plate appearances, he went 1 for 3.
He did.
You got up to 3.
What are the odds of picking a Giant on a day that they had 3 hits and picking an A the following day and getting hits both days? But then,
Not that surprising. A's have the best record in the
I
American
learned
League.
that earlier. They're hot.
Yeah, but then you know what? Now I'm gonna pick Aaron Judge or Luis Arias or somebody really good. 0 for 4.
Okay, well you're 3.
By the way, speaking of, not really. If you guys are in the New Jersey area, this just came across auditions to star as an extra. Can you star as an extra?
Yeah.
Okay. In Happy Gilmore 2. Are taking place in New Jersey from August 20th from 1 to 8 p.m. Eastern at the Hyatt Regency Morristown. No previous acting experience is required, and you'll be paid $176 for 10 hours of work. Filming is later this fall. Look, if we had
$1.76 an hour.
Is that what that is?
No.
No, it's 1076.
1076 an hour.
If maybe that's what your problem is this whole time is you've been doing the math wrong.
Maybe.
You're not really that type.
Yeah, $15 an hour.
That's great.
It's great.
You know, if we hadn't just done transatlantic Pacific flights, I'd say, Jason, I'll tell you this much. If we knew people, which I don't know those people, I don't think you do, and they were like, what is today? The 14th? So that's in 6 days. If they said, we will put you in if you show up, do we fly out there?
Yeah.
I'm with you.
I'd be happy to do it.
Well, we have Gil Moore damn it.
Eating there.
This day.
Where
Let's
are
go
you?
streaking. I can't read. All right, so
I never learned to read.
who else is doing whatever the thing?
Well, so you made it to 3 with JJ Bleday. I took Juan Soto of the New York Yankees.
Oh, wow.
And he got 1, 2, 3 home runs.
Did you just say home runs?
Home runs.
You did, didn't you?
So that's terrific.
That's
I get 45 hits.
Yeah, right, of course.
So I extend to 3.
Oh, what a great day for you to pick Juan Soto.
And Chris with 5 took Gunnar Henderson.
No, I didn't.
Pew, pew, pew.
Who did you take?
I took Gunner.
Oh yeah, you're right. Well, Gunnar and those second place Baltimore Orioles. Gunnar got up 5 times. 0 for 5.
Oh no! Holiday! Celebrate!
Babe, what's it like? We don't know. Because we're at 3.
Oh, who'd thought? Here we are.
Yeah, look at us.
Look at us.
Yeah.
Just
So
sitting
you're
here.
at 3. I'm at 3. Chris is at 0.
Oh man, that's 3 less.
Yeah.
Wow,
Not even close.
what a loser. I wouldn't put him in Happy Gilmore too.
No chance. He would have been.
We want that to be successful.
Gunner.
You know what? I'm going to follow the leader here and give me Juan Soto today.
Really?
Why not?
Okay.
Why do they not play or something?
No, they do.
Okay. All right. Yeah, because you know what always happens? People get hits after they go yard 3 times.
That's a good idea.
That's a great idea.
I'm going to take Mookie Betts.
Mookie Betts.
Chris, you better take Jackson Holiday.
I'm taking Jackson Holiday.
Yes.
Oh, good.
I'm 2 for 2 with Jackson Holiday.
Now that his streak is over, I'm going to be openly rooting for Chris today.
Yeah, me too.
Then we get
You
the
wanna hear
song.
the song.
I want to hear
Yeah.
the song. That's all I want. I want to hear the song. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
We'll take a break. When we come back, Niners at 9.
Niners.
And Jason Ross is going to try to crack the code of Jerry Rice's social media post.
Huh?
You've seen the Da Vinci Code.
Yeah.
Now you're going to see the Jerry Rice.
And I know area codes.
Area codes and code reds.
Yes.
Yeah. No Code was a Pearl Jam album. Code. Morse code.
Pat Tom and Code.
Niners 9 coming up next. I can't
The
beat that.
NFL's leading rusher plays here.
The handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles a man. 10, 5, touchdown! CMC!
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sacktown Sports.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, Go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Sacramento, Dirks Bentley's coming to town. Saturday, September 28th at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo for Country in the Park 2. And he's bringing some friends. Farmally, Tyler Rich, Dasha, Kelsey Hart, and more. Saturday, September 28th at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo. Get your tickets today before they're sold out at CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by RVs of Sacramento and Hoblet Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram Center.
Experience a golf tournament as refined as you are. The Pro Court Championship at Silverado Resort, September 12th through the 15th. Be there as the best of Napa meets the best of the PGA Tour. With world-class wine experiences, breathtaking views, and incredible golf. It's like this weekend was made for you. The Pro Court Championship, September 12th through the 15th. For tickets, go to ProCourtChampionship.com.
Labor Day savings now at Maida Chevy with $12,000 off MSRP on every new Silverado half-ton Turbo Max in stock after rebates.
$12,000 off every Silverado LT Turbo Max at Maida Chevy with at least 5 at this price.
Labor Day savings up to $12,000 off MSRP exclusively at Maida Chevy at MaidaChevy.com. Sacramento Silverado headquarters. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing and leasing. Some other offers must trade in 2010 model year or newer. Ends 9/3/24.
Made a great deal of Maida.
KHTKAM HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Welcome back. Carmichael Dave, Jason Ross, Christopher Locke. Hey, look, Nate's here. He's wearing the shirt I got him. Like seeing that. I'm seeing JR on the phone line, too.
Oh, JR.
Good morning, JR.
This is Junior. I represent the U10 age group. And I love when Jason says, is Bob the Builder? Can he build it? Yes, he can.
What I like about that is something dropped with JR right in the middle of that sentence and then picked it right back up.
That's how you roll in that station. Chris Watt doesn't miss the friggin' trick, brother.
No, he doesn't. How are you? It's been a long time, Junior.
Hey, so I, too, am going to Euro. I'm going to make sure I track down where you stayed at and all those places, brother.
Where are you going?
Some places over there.
Well, okay.
Some places. Do some things.
Oh, good.
Hopefully I can do my math like Chris back there with the Euro conversion, because $1.76 versus hello. Like, God, kid.
Yeah, I think Chris's political opinion.
I love that shit, though. You're looking good.
Thank you. And
of course, Jason Ross always handsome with it. Yeah, I'm sure. He's probably got a big meeting. He's going to plan the rest of the season there.
Yeah.
Miss you guys. Great show as always. And you are fine with the U10, right?
Yeah, we are. Well, thank you.
I know you're not allowed to go 50 feet from elementary school, but other than that, you guys are great with that demographic.
Yeah, but that's just because I'm selling everyone Capri Suns at
That was absolutely insane.
double market value. Why not? You ever do the thing with
I thought it was
the fireballs? Yeah, both. Depends on the day.
What a racket.
You ever do the thing with a Capri Sun where you stick the straw in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you blow it up as much as you can so it squirts in your... So that it's like a self-sucking straw. It's automatic. How do I say it? Is there a way for me to say this without it
Keep
sounding...
trying until it goes perfectly. Yes, I have done that.
Well, wait, how does the rest of that end? I thought like you would blow it up to make it look like it's filled.
No, you blow it up and then the pressure squirts the Capri Sun in your mouth at a high volume, and then you don't have to, suck out of the straw. It's just kind of fun to do.
I would drink the whole thing and then blow it up. It's like, hey, you want some?
Hey, want some?
There's nothing in there.
There was a guy in school once, I remember, he would so he'd drink his Capri Suns, but he'd turn them upside down and stab it through the bottom, and I thought he was like a serial killer.
Yeah.
Like, what is this magic?
Huh.
What
Do
is
they make Capri Sun outside the pouch?
like Capri Sun in a bottle? I don't think so. That's an interesting
Capri Sun in a can.
Yeah.
Because I actually think it was always tasty.
It was. I would. You know what? That's Jason. That is the American Energy point of the day. I would drink. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would get a jug of Capri Sun. I would go to the fridge and get me some berry or some California Cooler, I think, is the one.
And they could attach a straw to the side.
That's the only way. There's no lid. Just a big plastic jug.
Yeah.
You have to stick the straw in.
They do make a
No
jug of
way.
Capri
What?
What? I'm looking it up.
What is going on here?
Where is this?
Yeah,
Sun.
is
You
this
can
on
get it
there?
at Walmart for $6.99.
Shut the front door. Screw Niners at 9.
Sun jug.
Walmart. I got a Walmart Plus, man. I get free deliveries. Let's go. Set the screen. What did you look up? Capri
Sun and then jug comes up.
That's the one he sent us.
I've never seen that in my life.
96 ounces.
Well, and now I'm looking it up. It's
looks like concentrate.
Capri Sun orange and peach 15 330 milliliter jugs for $88.95. You can get a pack of 18 Capri Suns for $181. What am I looking up at Walmart, dude? $391? Is there a shortage of Capri Suns?
Prices aren't rolling back.
Anyway. I mean, I'm just saying. What is this? I saw this on the rundown. I'm sorry, Jason. I'm not aware. I purposely have not researched the Jerry Rice social media post.
I think you should look it up. And see what you think. What do you think it means? You are a resident social media expert.
Well, I know this, man. He had a weird interaction at the Tahoe Golf Classic thing with the Chiefs fan.
Oh, Jerry did?
Yeah, you didn't. Oh, he got it. He said he got his face and was like, "You want some? Come get some." Time, because I guess that I don't know the whole story, and these things are always out of context. But the video showed the guy basically like, "Hey, can the Niners compete with the Chiefs this year with the receiver situation or something like that?" And Jerry just went off like saying he was trying to bait him and bloody blue and all that. Yeah, and like got in his face.
Bloody blue.
If you want some, come get some. All right, so he dropped Jerry Rice drops shocking cryptic message on Instagram about Brandon Aiyuk amid trade rumors. Okay, so Jerry Rice, what does he know? He posted a photo of Aiyuk on Instagram and included the caption, "I guess we will all find out tomorrow, goats. Will he stay or leave?" And Steelers Depot picked it up. Love that site. And said, "Wonder if Jerry Rice knows for sure if Wednesday is decision day for the Niners and Brandon Aiyuk." Why would he tweet that if he didn't know?
Right. Jerry could be in the know.
Also, does that mean that they're not going to tell Jerry Rice anything anymore? or did they purposely ask Jerry Rice to leak that?
Interesting. Why would they do that?
I don't know. I can tell you this much. Another source, former great receiver as well and great running back, Antonio Brown on his show, podcasting, whatever. He was with Le'Veon Bell. I was watching the clip about them asking each other if they have CTE. I'm not joking. They really were discussing that and what is CTE. But Antonio Brown said that he's coming to the Steelers.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Jerry Rice didn't say he wasn't.
No, but he did have. It's just, what do you make of that? What do you make of the actual wording of that?
Well, it certainly appears that Jerry Rice knows something.
Mm-hmm.
He does a lot of stuff in and around the Niners. I trust it, weirdly. I do, because why is he going to put himself out like that?
Yeah, and also, but do you think he would put that out in a way like where he's leaving?
I didn't take that from the tweet. It said tomorrow's decision day.
Yeah.
We'll find out. That could be, and for all we know, maybe he had a conversation with somebody in the know that was like, yeah, they want to get this put to bed. So they're going to make their last and best to Aiyuk and his agent. And if they say no, they're going to pull the trigger on the Steelers or a yet unknown trade that may materialize or they may have that hasn't been reported. But if I take Jerry Rice's tweet at face value, they're going to find out. Like today's D-Day, Brandon.
Mm-hmm.
Here's our offer. It's X years and X $million with X guaranteed money. Can I do that with all X's or do I have to go X, Y, and Z? I don't know. It's all.
We got the point.
It's all of that, or you're going to Pittsburgh,
or we'll move you,
or we'll
like
move
you demanded in this trade.
Right.
So
So
we'll honor it.
make the decision.
Yeah,
this is our last and best offer.
We want you in camp. We want to go forward, or we want the next pieces here so we can go forward.
We want you here, buddy.
Yeah,
we want you here, but if you don't, we don't want this to drag out and be a distraction, and we got to start moving guys around, and we need to get them more involved and blah, blah, blah.
Do you think Jerry would have this information more from the Niners, which he does work with, or not work with, but is close to, or could he get it from Brandon himself? Like maybe Brandon's group's like, yeah, we're going to decide tomorrow.
Maybe. I think that's absolutely a possibility because, look, if you're a great 49ers wide receiver, you probably have access to Jerry Rice as a mentor.
I would think so.
And if you have access to Jerry Rice as a mentor, you're talking to him. And again, I'm not conspiracy guy, but whichever side he got that from, assuming he got it from a side, I don't think Jerry's lying. Would not shock me at all if that was put out. Hey, you know what? Leak this.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, why not have Jerry Rice say it? Then you're going to leak it to Adam Schefter, Jeremy Fowler. Why? Why not leak it? Why not let Jerry Rice do that? I like it. I like it when traditional media entities are given stuff like this.
Yeah.
Well, why not? That's fine. Why does the media have to report it? Let Jerry Rice, the all-time greatest receiver ever, report it.
Yeah. Well, I'm ready for it to be resolved. I'm sure the Niners are, probably Aiyuk as well.
I am as well. I just know this. I know that there's a very real situation where the 49ers could trade Brandon Aiyuk and it be a trade that is really, really good for the 49ers, that I really, really like as a 49er fan, that makes them worse this year.
Yeah, because I think there's a possibility, especially if it's truly Pittsburgh, that they don't get a receiver in return.
That's right.
So you might get nice picks or a pick that you like for next year, but that doesn't help you now. Whereas I think that was some of the reports where, I think you read the one yesterday talking to Amari Cooper and I'm like, ooh, that suddenly very intrigued in that.
The idea with the Steelers, because it was Amari Cooper and I think a second and a fifth or something.
Yeah.
So let's say if there's no Amari Cooper coming from the Steelers, then let's just say it's it's a bunch of picks.
Mm-hmm.
Although I wouldn't mind. Isn't Minka Fitzpatrick on the Steelers still?
Someone mentioned
I wouldn't
him.
mind that. Anyways, let me ask you this. Would you say no to the picks and would you say no to Minka and all that? I know this isn't going to happen. I'm just saying from a Niner point of view, what if the Steelers said, we'll give you George Pickens? Straight across.
Mm-hmm.
You're saving money. He's on a rookie deal.
Yeah.
We just talked earlier about how good he can be. There's some issues with him.
I'd definitely think about it for sure. Yeah, definitely.
Chris just sent me a text that's bothering me. This does kind of make it look the way I'm sitting like I'm not wearing pants, doesn't it?
I can't tell.
I am wearing pants. These are a little shorter of shorts than I'm used to.
It's a pretty long shirt too.
It is this thing is massive on me. I must be losing weight.
I'm thinking of Billy Madison. He's like, oh no, there's a Steve shirt, and then he flips it.
Oh, I thought you were. Oh no, that's Happy Gilmore when his guest for the evening's wearing his.
You want breakfast?
Did you say that on or off the air?
I said it on.
You did say it on? Okay, yeah. That's one of my all-time favorite moments of any Adam Sandler movie, because when Adam was at his best, you just didn't expect it. I did not expect.
Have you seen That's My Boy?
No.
You should give that a try.
I haven't even seen Uncut Gems yet, and everybody tells me I got to watch that.
Well, that's like a
That's a different
film.
Right.
That's My Boy is like old school Adam Sandler movie.
Really?
Yeah.
How old is it?
7-8 years.
Okay. Yeah. Take me back to Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison. That's what I want. That's what I want.
Wedding Singer.
Wedding Singer. He was on a good run.
Yeah.
Wasn't that right around the time Tommy Boy and what was the other one with them? Black Sheep.
Black Sheep.
That's a great run of comedies. Roads. When we come back, let's go around baseball. Some Twib notes right after this.
Our first year as the radio home of the San Francisco 49ers is one we will never forget.
And here's Purdy going to throw one deep, wide for Debo. Made the catch on the back shoulder. Touchdown! San Francisco!
And a back shoulder banger for Debo Samuel.
Congratulations to the 49ers on a terrific year. And thank you for so many wonderful memories.
Hey, you. I knew I'd find you back in the same aisle. What are you looking for today? More fiber, more laxatives, more of the same ways to manage your constipation? Look, if your constipation with belly pain keeps coming back, you may have irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C. Ask your doctor how Linzess can help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sacktown Sports.
Saw this thing yesterday. I was showing Chris. Let me find it. Are you familiar with the very successful pop artist Dua Lipa?
Yes.
I like some Dua Lipa songs. I do, including the first one here. I thought this is interesting, though. You hear these every once in a while. History repeats itself.
Mm-hmm.
And here's a sampling of some of her biggest hits with an interesting twist. Love this song. NXS, Need You Tonight. Prisoner. Yes. Do you have any idea what that's going to be?
Wait, hang on.
I'm going to play it again for you.
In my mind, I'm thinking Physical.
Yeah,
let's
that's
get
it.
Physical?
Yeah.
No. Nicely done. Yeah. Remember that too. That's just a sample. That might be his stretch. It's pretty interesting. Like Dua Lipa copycat. Got her. Do you really care if that happens?
No, I don't, because there's nothing to.
I don't either.
Yeah.
Music is built off of stealing other people's songs.
Right.
It's been done forever.
And my thing is, like, whether it's a cover or a sample or it just
Or a parody.
Yeah, like if it's good,
right?
I like it. I love "Need You Tonight" by NXS.
I too.
Now that where you get into some gray area where it's like, well, should they be credited? And you're stealing or whatever. I don't care.
Right.
I say steal all the artistic material you want. I don't care unless it's mine. That's what the law should be.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care unless it's ours.
Yes.
The NL West has the Dodgers, who are your
Most likely winner.
And World Series favorites, or at least were. I haven't checked lately, but I'm sure they're if they're not first, they're second. San Diego and Arizona, though, are absolutely on fuego, to use some Spanish there. They are doing quite well. They have won a combined 18 of 20 games, Jason Ross, and they both stand an equal 3.5 games behind the Los Angeles Dodgers. Now, the Arizona Diamondbacks are the defending NL champions, which is kind of a surprise last year. The Dodgers, Diamondbacks, and Padres have won a combined 12 games in a row, while the Giants have lost 3 in a row. They are 11 back of the Dodgers. They're out of it pretty much there at 500. And the Rockies are like, hi, I'm the Rockies. Hi, I want to see some baseball. So,
want to see it.
Want to see it. So, could the NL West, if you look at the wild card right now, Jason Ross, you look at the wild card right now, the Diamondbacks and the Padres are at the top. Yeah. They are in. They've got a 4-game lead on the Braves, a 6-game lead on the Mets, and a 7.5-game lead on the Giants. So they're in. But there's a third spot. And the Braves currently have a 2-game lead on the Mets and a 3.5-game lead on the Giants. Could the NL West, Jason Ross, get 4 teams?
That's on the Giants. It's too bad they lost these first 2 to the Braves. So that would look different if the Giants had won those 2 extra inning games. Got to get today. The Braves haven't been playing that great. The Giants, after this, are still in a good, favorable part of the schedule. But that would be kind of bizarre if they got basically the entire division but the Rockies in the postseason.
I'll tell you this much. If we both agree, and I think we do, that the Diamondbacks and Padres are in, they're going to be 1-2 or 2-1, whichever way it is. If the Giants can manage to finish with a better record of whoever is currently in third, they're in.
Yes, good point. Great point. Who was the other team in between them?
It's the Mets.
Oh, Atlanta. Then
Atlanta, and then the Mets.
And look at the A's helping out by beating the Mets.
Look at the A's at 51-69. They've won 3 in a row. Best record over the last month. And, you can say the A's are 14 games out of the wild card. I prefer to say, Jason Ross, they're 12.5 games ahead of the White Sox.
Look at that.
Look at that lead.
Yeah.
Look at that lead. They're not. The A's aren't the worst team in baseball. They're not the second worst. They're not the third worst. They are the 4th worst team in baseball.
See, so we're not getting the dregs when they come to Sacramento.
No, we are getting a top 28 team.
Yeah.
And all
we
of
the
top we are
in the world.
In the world.
Well,
yeah,
maybe not.
Oh, that's a great point.
Yeah.
The A's, how are the A's doing in the Japanese leagues and the KBO?
Right.
How are they doing Cuba? Yeah.
You plan on going to any games?
No.
No.
Wow. Not one.
Wow.
And unless John Fisher sells.
Right.
If he sells, I'll go.
What if someone gives you tickets?
Nope.
You're not going to go.
I am 100% no. Not to a. The only if I'm being fully transparent, the only way I'm going to go to a game is if I have to because the station signs a contract. I won't. I'm not that.
Have to.
Well, if there's like, hey, there's a remote, or we want you there for opening night, or I'm not going to be that guy. I'm not going to be a prima donna about it. I'll do my job and I'll do it well, and I'll be into it, and we'll talk A's. And I'm not giving them a penny. Not one single solitary dime out of my pocket's going to John Fisher, baby.
You'll show them.
Now, I'll tell you this much. If there was a way where like could I like buy tickets and have all the proceeds go to the Kings? Okay. Probably do that.
Yeah. I don't think you can do that.
I don't think you can do that. No.
Well, actually.
But I'll watch opening night.
Yeah.
Probably. Look, I'm really happy for the city of Sacramento. I'm not going to lie about that. Of course.
Looking at it in a vacuum, it will be cool to see Major League Baseball in Sacramento.
Yeah. It's a baseball town, or it used to be. I don't believe that anymore.
That's how I look at things, in vacuums.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Shark,
yes.
Electrolux, Hoover, Dyson.
Yeah.
The
Dyson guy.
Wow. That's that state money. Dyson.
No, you buy it once and it's good. 20 years old.
Not really?
Something like that.
Oh my God. I have one of them Dyson stick vacuums that there was a super good deal on.
Yeah.
Sucks.
That's the point.
I see what you did there. But look, I'm happy for Sacramento. It'll be a story. We'll talk about it and all that. I just, again, it's like, I don't know what dumb analogy I could make. I am on record as saying I love Vivek. I love the Kings. I love everything. I love Sacramento. I love all that. I hate John Fisher so much, and I don't even know him. What if John Fisher's actually like a cool guy personally? I don't even know. He could be, maybe.
I don't see how that's possible.
I'm with you on that. I'm
The
just
odds
saying
are really strong.
they
against
are.
that.
I'm just saying, like, for the record, and not to bring the whole thing up, but just again to bottom line the point. I can't do any. This guy single-handedly has run this franchise into the ground, has heartbroken thousands upon thousands of fans. And he's a snake. Have you looked at the get-in prices for the final home game?
Ridiculous.
I think it's like $160 something right now, and there's still tickets being held back.
Waited too long.
Got my ticket.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Are you going?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just I don't want to do anything that does anything for him at all, even if that means unfortunately hurting my friends or not helping them.
So you could turn that quickly if he sold 2 weeks into Sacramento, then you're like, I'm all in now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would still, well, look, I would still have.
Also, I don't know really how that would work.
I don't either. I would struggle with the whole Oakland thing.
Yeah, but at that point, it's gone.
It is gone.
I'm not saying I don't feel for if they're already here.
If John Fisher were to put the team up for sale, and it was to open bidding, and Sacramento won the bid, I'm all in.
How would you feel if Fisher doesn't sell a team, but says, you know what, I'm deciding to stay in Sacramento, and then Major League Baseball gave Oakland an exhibition, a franchise?
I would be super happy for Oakland. In fact, that's I think if you talk to any A's fan, they take no baseball for 5 years if they knew they'd get an expansion team. But I will never support John Fisher I don't care. I will never support John Fisher in Sacramento. Never, ever, 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 ever would I support John. You would? Would you?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, and your scenario, right? You're still not going?
That would be like worst case scenario.
Yeah, right. No,
well, for Sacramento, Oakland would love it.
Oakland would love it. But if John Fisher put it up for an open bid and Vivek or whoever outbid Joe Lacob or whomever and got the team here, well, okay, well then it sucks for Oakland. I still feel bad, but they were leaving and they had a chance to bid. And by they, I mean the ownership groups down there, and they lost. But this way, right now, it stinks. I don't like it. But I'm also, but to be clear, I should always say this, but I'm not going to yuck anyone's yum on it. Right. I'm not. You want to go to every single game and root for them, and you're a sad. God bless you. Do it, and you're no better or worse than me. That is everybody's own individual decision, and my decision is not to support him. But I'm not going to fault anybody else for not support or for supporting the A's. We'll take a break. When we come back, speaking to the A's, what to watch. We've also got some this days in sports history, including one of my favorite all-time baseball players. We'll do that next.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out sackdownsports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on sacktownsports.com.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
This year, Dell Technologies Back to School event is delivering impressive tech with an inspiring purpose. Learn how Dell is helping Computer Aid, whose work is helping solar community hubs with tech and AI literacy skills to empower remote, displaced, or disconnected communities around the world. Help Dell make a difference and shop AI-ready PCs powered by Snapdragon X Series processors at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
The feet have a really big impact on how the rest of the body moves. The knees, the hips, the lower back especially. If the foot isn't properly aligned, all of these joints are going to function incorrectly. That results in a lot of muscle tension and chronic pain. What I really like about the Good Feet system is that the right arch supports can put the foot in its proper alignment. So all the joints up the rest of the body will be aligned properly as well. And when the body's aligned, we can reduce the risk of injury and chronic pain.
Come to the Good Feet store now for a free fitting and test walk.
Bonneville International Radio Station contests are open to participants at least 18 years of age and older that are residents of California and who reside in one of the 6 counties that make up the Sacramento metro area, unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contest are not eligible to win, unless the station otherwise specifies in its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 30 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. For a copy of the general contest rules, visit KHTK.com.
Dawn or dusk, I'm on the hunt. Skeeter here, Sacramento Yellow Mosquito and Vector Control District, and I'm wearing Skeeter Vision, night vision goggles that light up skeeters at dawn or dusk like the 4th of July. Mosquito, 12 o'clock. Got him. So fight the bite by wearing long sleeves and pants at dawn or dusk when they're most active. Apply insect repellent and drain stagnant water. It's a breeding ground.
Dawn or dusk, the Sacramento Yellow Mosquito and Vector Control District reminds you to fight the bite. For more information or to report problems, go to fightthebite.net.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram and Woodland. What's happening, Chad, for the Make This the Summer Sales event?
Save up to $17,000 off MSRP on all remaining 2023 Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xEs. And since it's the 4xE, you'll save thousands at the pump too with 56 MPGE.
That's pretty impressive. Any other deals on remaining 2023s?
Right now, save over $11,000 off MSRP on select new 2023 Dodge Charger SXTs. With savings like this, they can't last long.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
11,025 net savings on select new 2023 Charger SXTs. Includes $34.45 in factory rebates and $75.80 dealer discounts. Sample VIN 683-858. 17,012 net savings on select new 2023 Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xEs after $37.50 Fed EV rebates and $13,250 dealer discounts. Incentives include $37.50 federal EV tax credit. Is offered by a third party and subject to change without notice. Consult a tax professional for details and eligibility. 10 of those net savings. Sample VIN 664-151. See dealer for details.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
Just read something during the break that's messing with me. And Nate, being the resident filmmaker, I wonder how he'll take this. You guys all saw the movie The Matrix?
Yeah.
Remember when Neo went to go speak to the Oracle? And every time he went to speak with her, she'd offer him a cookie. Remember that? Like, have a cookie. Just baked them.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Was that a programming joke that in order to speak to the computer, he needed to accept cookies? I feel like it was, and it's really messing with my head.
Yeah, it's got to be, right?
Right? Never caught that.
The Sacramento Kings.
That's right. He had to accept cookies to talk to the computer. Is it just me, or do you have to accept cookies everywhere now?
Yeah.
Like, accept.
No, you could just tell them what you want and what you don't want.
Yeah, but then you have to go through the meeting. I mean, when it gives you a choice, I reject them.
That's the best one. If it's like, do you want them, or do you want to make your own decision?
Yeah, I'm like, no, I don't want, because honestly, I don't have like a full understanding of what it means. But it's the only time in my life I've ever rejected cookies.
Yes.
Those aren't great cookies either. Try them with milk, doesn't work.
Not the same.
Braves and Giants tonight. A's at Mets. Giants looking to get a win.
Need one, big time.
Against the Braves. A's looking to make it 2 in a row. against New York. And we've got it on this day in sports history, Jason Ross. We got a few. On this day in 1993. What a year. Just went through the 90s a little bit earlier.
Yeah, we did.
The New York Yankees retired the number 44 for Reggie Jackson. Did you know that he once hit a home run in a World Series game for them?
He had 3 in a game.
Yeah, that's right. That too. Yeah. Like, what's his name yesterday? Juan Soto. But not in the World Series, but for the Yankees.
He could have had the ball, but some kid took it.
Well, there's a story behind that, isn't there?
Basketball.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right.
Also, your baseball.
In 1994, Doc Gooden completed his substance abuse rehab at the Betty Ford Clinic. I don't know why. I don't really have a great explanation, but Doc Gooden is one of my favorite players of all time.
I know when you said that going break, I go, is it Doc Gooden or is it Reggie Jackson?
I don't mind Reggie Jackson at all. But golly, maybe it was just I was like 6'7".
I remember loving Doc Gooden too at the beginning. He was so good. Did he have a dramatic fall off, or was it?
It wasn't as dramatic as people thought. Just so people understand, Doc Gooden's first year in the league, he was 19 years old. He had that huge leg kick, man. And his first year in the majors at 19, he went 17-9 with a 2.6 ERA and a league-leading 276 strikeouts. Finished second in the Cy Young, was an all-star, and was Rookie of the Year, obviously. That was his
awesome first year.
Really good first year.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you about his second year, Jason. At 20 years old, Dr. K, as they call him. By the way, part of it probably was I had the Sports Illustrated subscription, and he was on like every other cover.
Yeah.
1985, Doc Gooden, 24-4, 16 complete games, 268 strikeouts, led the league. 276 innings pitched, led the league. And an ERA of 1.53. Wow. It's one of the most dominant years in the modern era.
At 20.
And look, back then you couldn't see every game, but the Mets were on TV a lot. That was the heyday of those Mets. And I watched there were two must-see things in baseball, in my opinion, at the time. Doc Gooden starting, Ricky Henderson on first base. You had to watch. Didn't matter. A's, Ricky, Yankees, Ricky, didn't matter. And watching Doc Gooden, he might be the most entertaining pitcher I've ever watched. I'm talking just entertainment. Tim Lincecum was very entertaining. Goose Gossage was very entertaining. Dan Quisenberry, because of that submarine delivery, very entertaining. Randy Johnson, incredibly entertaining. Pedro Martinez is absolutely right. There's a difference between being a good pitcher and an entertaining pitcher to watch that's good. His third year, 17-6. That was a down year for him. Just 250 innings, just 200 strikeouts, and then an ERA at 2.84. Jason, the rest of his, he went 18-9 the following year, then 9-4, 19-7, 13-7, 10-13, 12-15, 3-4, 11-7, 9-5, 8-6-3. Okay. It was injuries.
What's his total wins and all that?
190. Okay. 194. But his before he was 21, he went 41-13.
That's incredible.
41-13 with 564 strikeouts in his first 2 years. Wow. Just if you saw him, you saw him, and you know what I'm talking about. And also on this day, 2016, August 14th, Usain Bolt wins the 100-meter gold medal, becoming the first person ever to win the race 3 times. Usain Bolt, the most entertaining sprinter in history?
Yeah. Yes.
I think so.
Yeah. I mean, I think he and Carl Lewis had that same where they're kind of in the pack, and then whenever they hit top speed, they just go by everybody. That was to me what was so entertaining about Usain Bolt. He was big, he was long, he was flashy, but he just, again, when he hit that top speed, these are the fastest people in the world, He's blowing by him.
And in some cases, just kind of looking behind him like, see ya. I mean, it wasn't even and Jamaica is like we went to Jamaica one time about 5 years ago. When I say we went to Jamaica, it was like a stop on a cruise ship. We spent a day in Jamaica and I found a water slide. Best water slide I've ever been. And there are statues and figures of Usain Bolt doing his arrow pose all over. It's like Bob Marley and Usain Bolt. Wow. That's Jamaica, dude. That's the heroes there. I do think he's the most entertaining ever. And I don't know what it is, but like, isn't it funny sometimes how like certain countries, what was the one? And it's just got to be like, if I'm starting a track program, I'm going to Jamaica. Jamaica is not a huge country at all. And they routinely turn out some of the best sprinters in the world. Just like, well, I mean, China is a huge country, but if I'm starting a diving team, I go to China because their diving program is
all the time. Yeah,
they know. But with track and field, it's like, look, shockingly,
parallel, I think it's nothing.
With sprinting, especially, like, I get it. There's stuff to it.
Yeah.
Like, isn't it mostly like, are you fast?
Right. Just go fast.
Like, I don't know how you train it. Like, I get nutrition and all that, but and how to come off the blocks, right? You know, there's things.
Yeah.
Like, I understand that there are things you can learn other than just running fast. There's technique, if you will. But I feel like 95% of it is really fast. Right. You run fast.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like you and I could train, we'd get better, but at some point you're like, hey, my top speed's just not that fast. Where these world class, like you've got to have that element. And you'll train and refine everything and get better at it.
What do you think? Because I have no idea. If you and I were to go out to the park afterwards, what do you think your 100? Keeping in mind that, like, what, just under 10 seconds is the world record, so there's your base. 11, 12. Okay, let me ask you this: do you break 20? I have no idea.
I have no idea either.
Right? I really don't.
Well, that's the thing we were saying. Like, where could you start in the race to maybe have it be like a photo finish? And the thing that would be funny is like you'd finish, they would just blast by you. You know,
well,
40 meters head start, 50-meter head start.
I mean, if you run
a 20, you need 50-meter head start. Yeah.
I think I would need, in order for me to win the Olympic 100, I'm going to say I probably need 60-meter head start. About that.
And then crazy as it would be close, huh?
It would. Oh, yeah.
Not 60, because that's running at 40 in 9 seconds.
I mean, yeah, they're going really fast, dude. I know this. Even if I won the finish line, the wind gust from them all passing me at the 101 meter mark
would be something to knock you down.
Honestly, what about you? What I also want, we should do this, but we should. It would hurt. But I also wonder if I could jump a hurdle.
I mean, I remember I could at one point.
Yeah, no, I have in the past.
Yeah.
I just wonder now if I could I just, like, if I had all the money to start, could I jump a hurdle? Because it looks like it hurts if you miss.
Yeah. They had some gnarly spills. 10-meter.
Do you think Allen's in good shape? Did he jump a hurdle?
Yes.
Hurdles pretty big.
They are.
What do you
What?
say?
It's tough. Oh, I see.
Allen,
Well, because Allen's, I think Allen's in the best shape of probably anybody at the station. I think that's fair to say. No offense to anyone else.
Fired at Whitey.
Well, you know what? Frankie's in pretty good shape. Yeah. I say Frankie's. No?
Compared to Allen?
No, I'm saying, like, if I was doing ranking.
I put Brennan before Frankie.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, not that I don't think he's in shape, but Frankie looks a little, he puts on a little muscle. No?
Like, if we're going for, like, who we're betting on the hurdles.
I gotcha. You know who I can't ever tell is does Nate work out? I feel like sometimes he does, and then sometimes I'm like, I don't know. He's kind of doughy, but then I'm like, no, he's but then he like wears certain shirts. I'm like, oh, he works out. Yeah, I think he works out, right? Good for him.
Yeah, I think you should ask him. Are you doughy or
Are
do
you
work out?
doughy? When we come back, celebrity birthdays, crosstalk styles, and after this.
The Sacramento Kings playing here.
He's got the triple. Sacramento takes the lead. Outstanding ball movement by Sacramento.
Every triple, every jam, every Kings win.
Sabonis with the jam over the Joker. He's got the three-point shot.
Get your Kings fix all season long.
Right here on your home of the Sacramento Kings.
Here's a steal by Fox for breakaway. He's got the rip with the left hand.
Sacktown Sports and sacktownsports.com.
Hey, what's up, Sacramento? It's Kyle Draper. Turn up the cleanliness at your restaurant, healthcare, or industrial business with Alsco Uniforms, the official sponsor of the Sacramento Kings Mop Crew. We've got you covered with crisp uniforms, hygienically clean linens, floor mats, and, of course, mops delivered weekly. But that's not all. Alsco Uniforms also offers weekly services for first aid and restroom supplies. Discover why it pays to keep clean with Alsco Uniforms. Just go to alsco.com to learn more. Again, that's alsco.com.
Welcome to the Tap House Restaurant at Bartley Kavanaugh Golf Course. With an array of local craft brews from a selection of 20 taps, the Tap House menu boasts freshly made sandwiches, crisp salads, and a variety of specialty entrees. The Tap House is the perfect place for a round after your round at Bartley Kavanaugh Golf Course, especially during happy hour from 3 to 6 daily. Drop by the Tap House Restaurant for scenic views, exquisite food, and a hearty welcome. The Tap House at Bartley Kavanaugh Golf Course.
Jimmy, everybody. Great job. Next up for our fifth grade class recital, we have Samantha.
10 times better performance can make a big difference. Castrol Edge Motor Oil gives your engine 10 times better high-stress performance. Castrol Edge, better oil for maximum performance. Now through December 28th, Castrol Edge and Edge High Mileage Motor Oil are on rollback at Walmart.
Blame based on sequence time tests under high-low conditions versus API-SP test limits.
There are any number of reasons you might consider selling your home. To move closer to family, live within a smaller budget, or just wanting a change of scenery. Whatever your reasons, having to figure out all the various housing market trends in your area may not be what you signed up for. That's where an agent who's a realtor comes in. Realtors have the expertise to help you find the right price and navigate the process to sell your home in a way that's right for you. That's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
At Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda, we make the dream of owning a new car easy and stress-free.
With prices that you just can't say no to. Save on our best selection of the year during the final days of the Honda Summer Event.
Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Bing Maloney Golf Course is 27 holes of high-flying public fun, and Bing Maloney is a classic design for golfers of all abilities. Bing Maloney's lighted driving range is a great place to learn and practice this summer under the covered hitting stations. The range also offers a practice putting green and outdoor furniture to relax with friends. Enjoy tasty beverages or comfort food from Maloney's Grill. The Association of Golf Merchandisers has named Bing Maloney a top 100 golf shop. For tee times, visit bingmaloney.com. It's Sacramento Golf's great value course.
Sacramento, Dirk Bentley's coming to town. Saturday, September 28th at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo for Country in the Park 2. And he's bringing some friends. Parmalee, Tyler Rich, Dasha, Kelsey Hart, and more. Saturday, September 28th at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo. Get your tickets today. Sold out at CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by Arby's of Sacramento and Albert Chrysler Dodge and Ram Center.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things. And now, here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
Hey! All the people you love from the midday show here in the studio. Yeah, all of them, every single one. Yeah. Yeah. Alan, how are you, my man? Yeah. Let's just make Sure. Chris, how are you?
Good. Pretty good.
Yeah.
No. Watching.
Good.
Nice shirt.
Thank you.
Let me ask you a question.
Technically, now I need to
Let me
retire.
ask you a question about that shirt. Yeah. When you wash it, you turn it inside.
No.
Because
I
it's
know that's
held up really well.
I know. I've only worn it, a handful of times, but yeah, especially with this is from Etsy's.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, you never know.
Oh.
Print quality. But
Somebody. Wow.
they're great.
Okay. Very good. We were having a conversation. What were we having that we wanted? Oh, we were just talking about hurdles.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you
Olympic
do
hurdles?
the hurdles, right? Have you ever hurdled? And we're singling you out because we said, Chris was like, why are you singling out Alan? I was like, because it's a compliment. Alan's in the best shape of anybody in the States.
When you were talking about the height of the hurdles, I thought you were.
No, you thought, I get it now. No, really. Maybe a little, but no, not really.
Wow, a little.
Well,
We're supposed to have these Olympics. I don't know if we're ever going to have them.
we are. What Olympics?
Sacramento Sports Olympics.
When did that
Next
start?
Olympics.
What?
Winter. Whitey's been talking about it this whole time.
Oh, that
I thought he wasn't into it.
He's not, but he's into these.
he wants to do. But what are the? Has he come up with events?
Mhm.
Can you share it with the class? No, is it a secret?
You have to talk to Whitey.
I don't want to talk
Whitey
to
doesn't
him. Oh, he hasn't at all. I think if we did Sactown Sports Olympics, I think it should be things that we do already around
Unfortunately, I think hit the post.
hit the post
in the Olympics.
maybe some sort of
Like a decathlon.
yeah,
Yeah.
like general sports knowledge, 10 questions, hitting the post, putting on this little putter,
Yeah.
Running down the stairs to get some coffee and running back up.
Ooh, that's a good one.
absolute
Checking to make sure the bathrooms.
yes, yes, walking through.
You just got to go like this.
Walking through the sales pit without having somebody start a conversation with you. That's tougher than you think.
Oh,
Yeah.
During a commercial break, having to pot up the positive.
Could we make could we make an Olympic event out of board hopping? Are there
Oh,
certain
yeah,
things
for
we could do? That would be
sure.
kind of fun.
For sure.
I mean, I wouldn't want to do it, but I think it would be fun for the board hopper people.
You have to do the small talk, right? Whoever small talks the longest.
Yeah, yes.
To our boss downstairs.
Oh, I thought you were talking about on the phone.
No. When you go downstairs and you small talk, who can last the longest?
Maybe
Or get out of it.
Or get out of it. Two separate
I really
rounds.
got a break,
I can win that one. Random interviews that you do on the air, and you get a point if you get them to tell you that that's a good question. Yeah, great question, good question. That would be a good event. Maybe best teas.
Yes.
Best teas going into break.
And then if you're me, you have to pay off.
Yeah. Oh, are you?
Don't worry, Dave will prove that it's pretty easy.
Just listen to us. You always pay off. Are you familiar with the an acronym GTF that comes to paying off teases? I'll tell you after.
Yeah,
that's an off the air one, but that's that's one that we had shared with us. So everything good, guys? Ready for the show today? We set it up for you. Good audience. They're ready and raring to go.
Yes, and there's one thing that we've been discussing, and it's how excited we are to talk about Brandon Aiyuk.
No.
Jerry Rice says today's the day.
Today's
the other.
And it was so
So was
funny. It's just a
yesterday.
random picture of Aiyuk. He just posts a random picture of Aiyuk. Says today's the day. By the way, Dave, did you see this? We've been firing up our "What Are We Doing" segment at 1, where I say "What Are We Doing" a lot, so we made a segment out of it. Are you seeing this drama with the Australian breakdancer?
Oh, Nate just came in and no, I'm not. That she snuck her way onto the team.
Basically, yeah, kind of
How
just.
much of that is real? Because I've been seeing stories like, oh, that's not even true.
I will say that out of
But it's on the internet.
out of context,
It's on TikTok.
if you believe
Oh, it's
it,
on.
I saw a clip of apparently the person that she beat out.
Yeah, the final.
And to
I saw
get
that
on the
I
team.
saw
Yeah,
that
to
too.
get- yeah.
Oh yeah, and I'm like, okay, how that? Okay,
Who knows?
Can I tell you right now? I'm rooting for that to happen because what a movie that would be. Oh,
Well,
yeah.
Hulu's on
Oh,
30
30, yeah, 100%.
Isla Fisher is definitely going to bring
I asked Jason earlier, the rumored destination for Brandon Aiyuk is Pittsburgh, which picks. Who knows? But let me ask you this: from a Niners point of view, if Pittsburgh offered up George Pickens straight up, no picks, George Pickens straight up, what you do?
This is what has confused me though. We were told that's why do you all of a sudden need a wide receiver? Then why on this green earth did you draft Ricky Pearson? I don't get it.
Yeah.
And now they need a receiver in return. Why don't you just keep? It's just like when your parents say, "Oh, I want McDonald's." You got McDonald's at home. You got a receiver at home. Just keep the receiver.
I don't like the McDonald's. It's never as good.
Well, this one is just a little bit more expensive.
Okay. All right. Well, they'll talk about that and more. In the meantime, we'll talk about celebrity birthdays. Right? Cookies, crumble cookies, brings family and friends together. Nobody does that for your birthdays better than crumble cookies.
Happy birthday, Halle Berry.
Oh,
Halle Berry.
I feel like she's been 57 for a while, so I'm gonna say she's 58.
You know my favorite Halle Berry movie is
Catwoman.
I'll say Halle Berry is 59.
57. We have a correct answer.
Yeah, we do.
It goes to Alan Styles, 58.
Alan had that from the jump.
Halle Berry. Happy birthday, Mila Kunis.
Mila Kunis.
Meg.
Yeah. Oh, favorite. Definitely first ballot Hall of Famer for me. Mila Kunis is 45.
44.
I think she is 40.
41.
Oh, we have a correct answer. It goes to Christopher Laud, 41.
Wow.
Happy birthday, Magic Johnson.
Hey, every birthday he has is still special to me. How about that? Magic is 68.
70.
66.
Christopher Laud's close to 65. Happy birthday, Steve Martin.
Steve Martin's been 70 since 1970. I think he's 75.
70.
76.
Chris Watkins is close to 79. And happy birthday, Tim Tebow.
Tim Tebow is 32. What? 34.
30.
37.
We have a correct answer, and it goes to Christopher Laud, 37.
37.
37. Lefty. Remember when he was in college? Yeah. All right, Christopher Laud is there. They did a great job today. Thank you, Jason Ross. Styles and Watkins, Aiyuk talk, Kings talk, and more coming up.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets. Nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant